And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to E+TV6 for coverage of Union University basketball. I'm Alex Northcutt, and here tonight we have a big Gulf South Conference matchup between the Union University Lady Bulldogs and Bulldogs against the University of Alabama-Huntsville. Now, before we take it to the action on the court, I have with me head coach of the women's team of Union, Coach Bart Campbell, here to join us for the pregame show. Coach, as always, pleasure having you.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I want to start out going back to the last game we covered against Lee, the last game y'all played. Talk about how important it was to finish strong in that game. I know you mentioned something in the post-game interview of that game about how you really liked how your team finished. How important is it against a talented team like Lee at this point in the season to continue to finish strong down the stretch?
Well, I think it's really important to pay attention to the scouting report. I think that's what we're doing, is to have our preparation carry over to us actually applying it to our games-like situations. So, and I thought we did a great job of that throughout the whole night. And obviously Chelsea finished some plays late to help preserve the lead.
Also, we're now in the month of February, and we've just got about 1 month or so before the conference tournament starts to pick up. At this point in the season, how important is mental and physical discipline for your team?
Well, as the year goes on, at least you have an understanding of what your role is and kind of where you fit into the system. So the discipline to be able to stay within those is really important. At the same time, to not even be disciplined anymore, they're just habits. And so we're trying to build habits that'll pay off late in the season, championship type habits. And so in our league, you better be ready to play every night. And so we're playing a team tonight in UAH that has played everybody really tight. They've only won one game since we played them last, which is hard to believe. And that one game is North Al. The rest of them are 5-point games. And so they've lost a lot of close ones, especially at home. And
I want to piggyback off that just a little bit. You're a team that likes to really pressure on the defensive end and look to extend leads going into the second half, third quarter, and whatnot. How important is it to look to do that again tonight against a team, like you just said, in Alabama-Huntsville, that likes to keep games close?
Well, again, they're a hard team to pressure just because they play a Princeton-style offense that if you pressure, they're going to get back doors, and they did a great job of posting last time and getting us in foul trouble. They have a post player that's really good. If you give deep seals up to her. And they have a couple of guards that are really difficult to guard. They're the best three-point shooting team in our league during Gulf South season. They're averaging about 37% per game.
And last time you played Alabama-Huntsville, Jada Perkins had a big game, 32 points. How important is it her to get back on that track again tonight?
Well, it's a lot asking her to do that, but she's got to be consistent at pushing the ball up the floor. Both she and Chelsea got all kinds of good looks last time. Chelsea shot the ball I think she was like 5 of 22 from the field, and so one of her worst games of the season, if not her worst. So JP played great, and JP's played pretty well the second half of the season.
And real quick, would you mind giving us a quick update on any injury statuses or just the overall health of your team at this point?
Well, we got a lot of old kids. We got 6 seniors to replace, so they're old. They're beat up a little bit. We have to take it easy a couple days a week. But this time of season, that's usually the way it is.
Yeah, and real quick, Coach, as time's winding down, just some quick keys to the game that we can expect tonight.
Well, we can't give up layups and can't give up open threes, and so those two things, they thrive off of finishes at the basket and threes. So that's kind of what we do as well. So the more we keep them from doing that, we have to be really good in transition as well.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate your time.
Thanks.
All right, well, coming up, we're going to go down to the floor where myself and my partner in crime, Logan Whaley, will break down just some more keys, and then we'll get you ready for Union versus Alabama-Huntsville. But before we do that, we want to take a quick Jackson 24/7 news break, and it's going to be with Allie Rinkin. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Kedrick Perkins, PGA General Manager at Jackson Country Club. Jackson Country Club's amenities are true Southern hospitality. Championship golf course, fine dining, 6 tennis courts, junior Olympic pool and fitness. We pride ourselves in giving our members the best. Choosing JEA was a logical choice so that we could tie in our phone, internet, and cable solutions so that we can advance our next segment of technology.
Steve Beverly's TV classics can cure what ails you.
I watched and it got rid of my hemorrhoids.
Staying awake at night? Just watch TV classics.
My daughter watched and she went right to sleep.
Do not watch Steve Beverly's TV classics if fights upset your stomach. Do not watch if high drama leads to emotional distress. And do not turn on TV6 Saturday or Sunday at 7 if hillbillies give you a gallbladder attack.
Ask your doctor if Steve Beverly's Classics is right for you.
I don't know what our family would do without TiVo. It doesn't matter if a show is live, on demand, or even streaming from Netflix. No more juggling remotes, switching inputs, or guessing who has the show or movie we want to watch, because it's all on one box. TiVo has great apps like Plex, which lets us stream home videos and music from our computers and phones. And with kid-friendly apps like Toon Goggles, I feel safe giving the kids a little TV freedom. And I can enjoy mine too.
From the UBS Broadcast Center at Union University, this is Jackson 24/7.
Hi, I'm Allie Rankins. Thanks for making Jackson 24/7 part of your day. This week, Governor Haslam challenged state lawmakers to lead the way in economic development in the entire nation. He says the tools are all in place. Jackson 24/7 reporter Reagan Smith outlines the governor's plan.
The governor's last State of the State address was anything but quiet. But he is not coasting in his final year. He challenged lawmakers in Nashville to not just lead the South, but the nation in jobs and economic growth. He says state government in Tennessee has become one of the most efficient in the country.
We became the kind of leaders who didn't just talk about cutting taxes and enhancing services. We actually did lower taxes while at the same time growing our economy and providing access to high-quality education. We cannot lose the momentum we have worked so hard to build.
Haslam is also attacking the opioid crisis that has led to hundreds of deaths in the state. His three-step plan will cost $30 million. But he says this is one of the worst examples of drug abuse he's ever seen, and we have no choice but to fight back.
That focuses on prevention, treatment, and law enforcement. Our approach will be aggressive with provisions to limit the supply of opioids, provide significant dollars to treat those in need, and to fight the illicit sale and trafficking of opioids.
The governor again cited the Tennessee Promise and Tennessee Reconnect as two programs that have offered free education and technical training. He says in education we're much better off, but we can't afford to stop there. Reagan Smith reporting for Jackson 24/7.
A huge question for economic development is the megasite in Haywood County. For several years, West Tennessee leaders have been giving the promise that the site will bring thousands of jobs to the region. But nothing has happened. The state has invested $140 million to develop the megasite. However, prospective industrial leaders say the land is not shovel-ready. Candidates running for governor have been grilled about the delay. State House Speaker Beth Harwell, who is running for governor, says she expects some progress this year.
I will be supportive of it. They have requested additional money. The governor's going to fund half of the request this budget year, but it will fall on the next governor to complete it, and I'm committed to complete it. We have invested too much to let go now.
Transportation is another key to economic development. We're seeing movement with renovation work on I-40 and the 45 bypass. This week, Jackson is experiencing a big boost in air travel. Jackson 24/7 reporter Alex Northcutt has the story.
This week's announcement is another boost for economic development in Jackson. Air Choice 1 will begin daily round-trip flights except on Saturdays from Jackson to Atlanta. This news has been expected for weeks. Air Choice 1 has been a successful carrier with flights to St. Louis. Community leaders say this is a boost for the local economy.
And almost 9 years ago, we began to talk air service with the community, with the chamber, with the local mayors, and Atlanta kept coming up.
Before Air Choice 1, only a handful of passengers took flights from commuter services. Now that total is an average of 15 passengers a day. Chamber leaders see the Atlanta flights as a huge tool for recruiting new industry.
It has been the #1 market that our manufacturers have requested.
With Atlanta as the busiest airport hub in the country, Air Choice 1 executives hope this will be an incentive for local commuting passengers. They'll begin to find out in a month. Alex Northcutt, reporting for Jackson 24/7.
A bill before the legislature is not likely to pass, but it is designed to get people's attention. Fraternities and sororities would be banned at Tennessee's state colleges and universities under the proposal. The bill is restricted to social fraternities, not professional associations. State Representative John DeBerry is sponsoring the bill. He's a graduate of Freed-Hardeman University. UT placed Sigma Chi Epsilon on probation last year after reports of extreme intoxication and injuries at a fraternity event. Few Democrats responded positively to President Trump's State of the Union address. Congressman Steve Cohen of Memphis joined a dozen other House members in boycotting Mr. Trump's speech. Cohen is a vocal opponent of the president. He's even filed papers to impeach Trump. The Memphis congressman says he believes politics is an honorable profession. He went on to say that the current president is a man who appears determined to tear government down, benefit the rich, and destroy the Department of Justice and the FBI. If Democrats take control of the House next January, Cohen is expected to lead an effort to formally impeach the president. Jackson has some of the state's top-rated medical facilities. In some cases, people have to deal with extended illness. That can also take a toll on their families. If a patient faces extended care for heart disease, that can create a hardship for their family members. Through the work of the West Tennessee Healthcare Foundation, temporary housing is available for relatives of people facing long-term care. The homes were made available through the foundation's nonprofit funds.
If you have a patient at the hospital and you're from 50 miles or more, social services, they coordinate all of that. And so if we have a cancer house, we have a heart house, and then we have just some generic hospitality houses.
Another challenge for families is when a loved one experiences dementia. In some instances, a family member can take on the role of a caregiver. That can lead to exhaustion and illness for even the most experienced caregiver. February 20th and 21st, West Tennessee Healthcare will sponsor its 8th annual Alzheimer's Caregiver Conference. The idea is to give caregivers reassurance that they are not alone.
And it can become very burdensome, and you can become a martyr. But the best solution that we have is for you to get help, to reach out, to get help, to get education through conferences.
In education, Jackson-Madison County's new Education Foundation Committee is hitting the ground running. The group's job is to find creative ways to finance special projects for the school district. Tax dollars cannot handle the massive number of building needs in the city and county. Superintendent Eric Jones says some private dollars may be necessary to fulfill a long-term plan of building new schools and renovating others. So far, he is encouraged by the energy of the new committee.
Taking inventory of all of our programs, all of the resources we have, and making sure we get a clear picture of what's happening in our school district, and from there really formulating a plan to address the inventory that we've taken.
If you see more checkpoints and deputy patrols around Madison County, seat belts are the reason, or rather the fact that some people don't wear safety belts. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is joining the statewide SAFE campaign, which starts today and continues through August. SAFE stands for Seatbelts Are For Everyone. Sergeant Joe Gill of the Sheriff's Office says it's not difficult for patrol officers to determine if you haven't buckled up.
Tennessee, 50% of the people killed in car crashes aren't wearing their seatbelts, and 50% of those appears to be at night between those hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. We're not sure the reason why, but statistically speaking, that seems to be a big bump from what happens during daylight hours.
In health news, we've all heard the story this year. People in every state are catching the flu even after they've had flu shots. Now we have another worry. Doctors are finding a direct connection between the flu and heart disease. Dr. Cindy Haynes has the findings in this Health Hotline report.
Having a bad case of the flu may increase the risk of heart attack for a short period of time, according to a new study. Researchers included nearly 20,000 adults with a case of the flu or influenza confirmed through lab testing. 332 were hospitalized for a heart attack within a year. On average, patients were 6 times more likely to suffer a heart attack in the week after being diagnosed with the flu infection as compared to the year before or the year after they became ill. The lead researcher said these participants had severe influenza infections, so it's not clear if milder cases would carry the same risk. The authors say their findings support some advice you're probably familiar with. Get a yearly flu shot, especially if you have heart disease.
I'm Allie Rankins. Have a great day and night, and thanks for watching.
United in academic excellence and research. United in love for Christ and biblical truth. United in service and caring for people. United for you. At Union University, no matter what you study, you are part of a close-knit community dedicated to your success. Union University. United in spirit, grounded in truth.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what ails you.
I watched and it got rid of my hemorrhoids.
Staying awake at night? Just watch TV Classics.
My daughter watched and she went right to sleep.
Do not watch Steve Beverly's TV Classics if fights upset your stomach. Do not watch if high drama leads to emotional distress. And do not turn on TV6 Saturday or Sunday at 7 if hillbillies give you a gallbladder attack.
Ask your doctor if Steve Beverly's Classics is right for you.
On a lawn mowing service, propane works for you. Propane can go where you go. Tanks easily changed, no spillage, quick transition, clean burn, increased energy efficiency. Propane, the affordable, clean alternative fuel wherever you mow. Find out more about JA's ProGas. Call 422-7500. Propane, the alternative fuel that makes sense. Part of JEA today.
Another
that started last Saturday against Lee. The stretch continues with another huge doubleheader tonight against Alabama-Huntsville and continuing on into Saturday against North Alabama.
Well, we're just a couple of minutes until tip-off, so let's give you some starting lineups and some keys to look forward to. So starting with the home team, the Union Lady Bulldogs. It's the same story every single night as we take a look at the backcourt of Jada Perkins, Chelsea Shumpert, and then looking at Tiffany Reaches, Annalie Little, and Sarah Lytle. What can we say coming into this game about this core starting five?
Well, Jada Perkins and Chelsea Shumpert had huge games last time out against Lee. Shumpert with 33, Jada Perkins with 16 points, but Perkins also added 7 steals, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. She was everywhere on the court. This backcourt of Perkins and Shumpert, they are absolutely speedy. They are active on both defense and offense, so look for them to make an impact in today's game.
Big impact players. Let's take a look at the starting five for Alabama-Huntsville. A quick change in the lineup tonight as Aaron Sanders will not be starting. However, it will be the freshman guard, Emmeline Payne from Gallatin, Tennessee. She'll be joined by Allie Bolton, Chandler Elder, Lauren Foster, and Katie Spiegel. And one thing about those bottom three players, Elder, Foster, and Spiegel, is they can score the basketball.
You're absolutely right there, Alex. Elder averaging about 12 and 8 on the season, 12 points, 8 rebounds, and then Lauren Foster, 9 points per game, and Katie Spiegel leading the way, the sophomore forward, leading the way with 13 points and 5 rebounds. And this Huntsville team, Alex, they're young, but they are experienced.
They are. Alabama-Huntsville, head coached by Andrea Lemon in her 4th season at UAH. Lady Chargers come into this game with a deceivingly 5-8 record in the Gulf South Conference, 11-9 overall. One interesting stat is all 9 of their losses have been by less than 10 points. They like to keep games close. How important, we talked with Coach Campbell earlier in the pregame show, but how important is it for Union to really push the tempo and look to extend the lead tonight?
Oh, it's huge. This Huntsville team, they do not go away.
That's right.
And last time that Union and Huntsville played, it was a 7-point game. Union won 74-67 in a game where Chelsea Shumpert was cold from the field. Sure, she had 15 points, but she was only 5 of 22 from the field. And so I think if Union wants to win this game, they're going to have to put the foot on the gas pedal, so to speak, and keep it there from the first quarter all the way to the end of the game.
Now let's recap the last performance we saw Union in against a very talented Lee University Lady Flames team. Just kind of talk about how that game went, some big performance, and how Union's going to carry that momentum into tonight.
Well, Union was a little bit cold shooting from three, as they have been the last 2 or 3 weeks or so. They were only 5 of 20, but defense, Alex, defense won them the game. 20 turnovers by the Lady Flame team from Lee. Of course, Chelsea Shumpert, I mean, what more can we say about her? Had half the team's points, 33 points. As I mentioned, Jada Perkins was 16 as well, but the defense won that game for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's been a big theme all season long, is the defense creating turnovers, creating more offensive opportunities, and this is a Union team. If they get more offensive opportunities, they're going to make you pay.
Oh, you're absolutely right there, Alex. And I don't expect this cold shooting spell to – well, I really expect the shooting spell to end soon. This is a Union team that makes about 10, 11 threes per game. They started off the season extremely hot from three. In fact, they're still top 25 in the nation in three-point percentage. So I think Union, if Union can start shooting the ball consistently, this is a dangerous team, not just in the Gulf South Conference, but in all of Division II.
Yep, and we're just about a minute until we send it right down there to Josh Simmons for the pregame preliminaries. Logan, Whaley's winners tonight.
Well, for Alabama-Huntsville, you just got to keep the game close. You keep on doing what you're doing, because last time, as I mentioned, a 7-point loss to Union in a game where not one player really stood out. They had 5 in double figures, so it was a team effort. Huntsville's going to have to play as a team if they want to stay in this game with the Lady Bulldogs. And for Union, keep up the intensity defensively. If Union plays the way they did defensively against, well, pretty much most every team in Division II, they'll win every game. And so I think Union has to play well defensively, and Huntsville, they have to get Union out of their game if they want to win.
Again, Union ranked 4th in the entire nation in the Division II Sports Information Directors Association, their highest ranking ever in Division II basketball. One of Coach Campbell's best teams to come through the program. They're at 20-1. They're 13-0 in the Gulf South Conference. He's done a great job with this team, but like every single night, every team is going to come and give Union their A game, so Union's got to be prepared tonight as always. Well, we are going to take a break in the action from our side of things. We're going to take it down to our friend Josh Simmons, who's going to give you the opening national anthem and the starting lineups for tonight's game. Take it away, Josh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Union University of the Gulf South Conference and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. And we request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Union University's Frank Lane Gymnasium and David Blackstock Court for tonight's competition between the Chargers of the University of Alabama-Huntsville and your Union Bulldogs. This time, we ask that you would stand for our invocation by Dr. Howard Newell and remain standing for our national anthem. This evening, our national anthem will be sung by the Northeast Middle School Honor Choir.
Let's pray together. Our Father, we thank you. We thank you for being our Father, our Creator, our Sustainer, our Savior, and our Lord. We thank you that you care for each of us in ways that we can never really imagine. Be with these teams tonight, both of them. Allow them to play well, to avoid injury, and for those who are watching to have a wonderful time as we celebrate life and thank you for life In the name of Christ, amen.
And now for your starting lineups. First of all, for the Chargers of the University of Alabama-Huntsville, Alabama, head coach Andrew Lemon, starting at Ford, a 5'10" junior from Smyrna, Tennessee, number 21, Allie Bolton. Starting at guard, a 5'9" senior out of Madison, Alabama, number 24, Chandler Elder. Starting at guard, a 5'9" freshman from Gallatin, Tennessee, number 25, William Payne. Starting at guard, 5'10" senior from Sparta, Tennessee, number 30, Lauren Foster. And starting at forward, a 6-foot sophomore from Decatur, Alabama, number 35, Katie Spiegel. And now for your Union Lady Bulldogs, head coach Mark Campbell on his 19th season, assistant coach Sarah Hannah. Starting at guard, a 5'5" junior out of Jackson, Tennessee, number 1, Gina Perkins. Starting guard, a 6-foot senior from Starkville, Mississippi, number 3, Anna Lee Lovell. Starting guard, a 5'9" junior from Martin, Tennessee, number 21, Tiffany Richards. Starting guard, a 5'5" senior out of Cleveland, Kentucky, number 25, Chelsea Shumpert. And starting forward, a 5'10" senior out of Memphis, Tennessee, number 32, Sarah Lytle.
Well, Logan, tonight begins another matchup and another chance for the Lady Bulldogs to prove they're one of the top teams in Division II.
You're absolutely right, Alex. Undefeated in conference play at 13-0. Number 1 in the conference, Alabama-Huntsville at the bottom half, but cannot count out Huntsville. This is a team that they are young, but they are experienced, and they're in every game that they play.
Again, starting lineups tonight. For Union, it's Perkins, Shumpert, Little, Lytle, and Regis. And for Alabama-Huntsville, it's Foster, Spiegel, Payne, Bolton, and Elder. It's going to be Katie Spiegel from Decatur, Alabama against Sarah Lytle from Memphis, Tennessee, and we are underway here at the Fred DeLay Gymnasium. Talked earlier with Coach Campbell in the week about trying to avoid complacency at this point in the season. At home, it's easy to get comfortable in these situations. The Union still has to come out and play competitive. As Lytle misses the easy bunny down low, and we'll get a first look at the UAH offense. It's a team coming in only averaging right at around 67.5 points a game. They're more of a defensive unit than offensive. Payne driving in, wild shot with the contact, Logan, but gets it to go.
That was good defense there by Sarah Lytle, but wow, that looked more like luck than than anything else, but a good shot there. But yeah, you mentioned complacency, Alex, and I think it could be very easy for Union to overlook Alabama-Huntsville given what's coming up Saturday.
As Schumpert knocks in the 2. Yes, exactly right, because for those of you who don't know, in 2 days, the number 2 team in the Gulf South Conference on the women's side, North Alabama, will be coming in here to Union. They're at Christian Brothers right now, and they have a 13-point lead at the half, so they're looking to build some momentum, but that's going to be a big game. A lot of people are keeping their eyes on. Foul's going to be called on Anna Lee Little, her first, team first, as we've got it all knotted up at 2 early on in this ball game.
And Little has been struggling offensively, Alex, but defensively, Little has been as much a sure thing as you can get.
Down low to Spiegel, and with the mismatch against Schumpert, you got to have better help defense in getting there before Spiegel gets it down low.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. That's 6'1", working against 5'5". I think I know the result every time that happens.
Inside to Lytle, working on Spiegel with the left hand like she normally does, but still can't get it to go. 0 for 2 early on from the senior.
Yeah, and both of those times, Alex, they've been good looks. Lytle normally finishes those, and she does have the finesse advantage over her matchup tonight.
Spiegel now with the basketball, swings it over to Foster. 10 on the shot clock. Payne trying to get something going. Pick and roll. She'll wave it off and connect from 3, so just inserted into the starting lineup tonight. Emmeline Payne, the freshman, already with a quick 5 points.
She's already surpassed her season average, Alex. Normally averages 3 points a game, but here she is already with 5.
Schumpert's answer falls just a little bit shy. We talked about this is a Huntsville team that likes to keep games close, and they will. They'll do so. And a 3-second violation is called on Payne. That'll be the first turnover for Alabama-Huntsville.
And not only that with Payne too, Alex. She comes in shooting 27% from the field all season, including 2 of 16 from 3. Already 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from downtown.
Well, we saw a little bit of this last year. It takes some uncharacteristic stats to beat Union at home. As Lytle cannot connect from outside, she's 0 for 3 to start the game.
And on that cue, Alex, Bria Gaines set to check in for the first time.
We saw Bria Gaines last week against Lee for the first time this season. In that game, she only played just a couple of minutes, 8 to be exact, but produced 4 points and 2 rebounds. So when she's in the game, Coach Campbell plans to utilize her as much as possible.
And I think, Alex, she presents a better matchup for Katie Spiegel than Sarah Lytle does, because Gaines has the 2-inch size advantage, and Gaines really plays more to Spiegel's style than anybody else.
Right. Elder gets past Regis and scoops it up and in right as the shot clock expires. And ladies and gentlemen, Union in a little bit of a hole to start the game. Blocking foul called on Chandler Elder. Elder, one of the many seniors on this team. Coming in averaging just right under 12 a game, 8 rebounds a game. 9-2. Just a little over 6 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. They go inside to Gaines. She kicks it out. Little, cross-court shot, no good. And Elder tips it up, and here comes the Lady Chargers in transition. Elder, wide open, uncontested layup, and just like that, a 9-point lead.
I think stunned would be a proper word to use here, Alex. I've never seen Union come out so flat here early on.
Schumpert well off the mark. Good hustle by Anna Lee Little to save the basketball.
1 of 7 from the field as Union.
Inside to Gaines, nice dish. And they're gonna get the foul on the floor, so no shot. They'll call that one on number 21, the junior from Smyrna, Tennessee, Allie Bolton. Bolton, the player, again, just one of those role players. She's a 37% three-point shooter, only averaging 4 a game.
Yeah, Bolton, somebody, Alex, who just recently was put in the starting lineup. This is her 9th straight start now, and you're right, a role player, that's more of her role, but she's played pretty well since being inserted into that starting lineup.
Again, great hustle from Union. We get a fresh 30. Shumpert, she'll try another 3. This time it's good. And she will eventually get going. There's a reason she's one of the top scorers in all of Division II, and you saw it right there. She does not shy away from the basketball.
Yeah, and if you're the Lady Chargers, you don't want to leave her wide open because she will knock those down.
Shumpert defending Payne. Payne inside again. And some contact, and it is the right call as Gaines got her with the body.
Yeah, and if you're Bria Gaines, you got to stay down there. You got to stay out of foul trouble.
And we'll have our first break in the action as we have a media timeout. A surprising 11-5 lead for the Lady Chargers of Alabama-Huntsville. We'll wind down quarter number 1 right after this on ePlusTV6.
United. United in academic excellence and research. United in love for Christ and biblical truth. United in service and caring for people. United for you. At Union University, no matter what you study, you are part of a close-knit community dedicated to your success. Union University. United in spirit, grounded in truth.
Of an unparalleled communications infrastructure.
As the Lady Bulldogs break the huddle again, we thank you for joining us here on ePlusTV6, ePlusTV6.com. Reminder, Logan, another big game coming up Saturday as Union will take on North Alabama. Pre-game will start at 1:30 in the afternoon. That'll be a Saturday game. And the game will take place. Tip-off for the girls' action will be at 2 o'clock. Boys to follow. Payne no good on the first free throw. Only a 62% free throw shooter. Overall, as a unit, Alabama-Huntsville shooting 70%. And misses both. Here comes Perkins. Again, last time these two met, she had 32. Reaches from way outside, no good, and another offensive rebound for Union. They're going to have to keep doing that and creating opportunities for themselves if they want to, I guess, start getting some good looks outside, because right now they've gone cold.
Yeah, and Reaches, that was a good look, Alex, in transition, in the flow of the offense. Reaches just could not knock it down, but Reaches, Alex, she's somebody that's been quiet these past couple of games. Didn't have a single shot attempt against Lee.
Nice dish inside, and Bria Gaines for 2, 11-7, still in favor of Alabama-Huntsville. The Lady Chargers had a very tight game last Saturday against a pretty good West Florida team. Ended up losing by 2 at home. As that's Elder again getting inside for the bucket. Perkins with the response. Can't get it to go, but she will go to the free throw line. And Perkins, one of the best when she does get to the free throw line. Shooting 72%. As of lately, she's been very good. As last game alone, she went 7 of 8 at the free throw line against Lee. The junior from Jackson connects on the first one. We have some substitutions. As for Huntsville, Heidi Miller, 23, will check in for Elder. And Gaines will take a seat as Lytle and Gooden-Rogers, Kyvan Gooden-Rogers, the transfer from Western Kentucky, getting her first action of the night as Perkins connects on the second free throw.
Yeah, this Huntsville team, Alex, have been very impressed by how they've played here early on. Union, they've done a good job at countering the run here so far, making it a 4-point game. But the Lady Chargers, Alex, lost 7 of their last 8, but their lone win was a pretty good one, winning over North Alabama.
And a nice spin move inside from Morgan Tipton. Schumpert responds with the 3. So Schumpert getting back to her usual routine of hot outside shooting. It's a 3-point lead now for the Lady Chargers.
Yeah, you can't let her have that if you're the Lady Chargers. She is so good off the dribble. You cannot give her any opportunity.
Tipton, a wild shot. She's only attempted 21 3-pointers on the season, and she connects from outside. As a unit, Huntsville is 2 of 2 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Lady Chargers haven't missed yet, Alex. The only place they've missed is at the free throw line.
That's what it's going to take to beat a team like you.
Yeah, just like we expected, right?
So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not making it up. 100% from the field are the Alabama-Huntsville Lady Chargers. Inside to Foster. And it's tipped out of bounds by Gooden Rogers. Another 3-point threat, the freshman checking in for Reaches. So Emily Beard getting her first action of the night. She's a player that can come off the bench and have a big impact on a game.
You're absolutely right there, Alex. More than anything, she's a good defender. She can make an impact on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Well, you talked about one of those biggest keys was Union has to come out and play excellent defense. So far, struggling to do so. Maybe that's why Coach Campbell decided to implement Beard into this game right now.
Yeah, really just looking for a spark anywhere he can find it. I mean, Schumpert with 8 points, but other than that, I mean, Jada Perkins with 4, but, you know, the post play, Alex, hasn't really been great for Union so far.
As Bolton's going to check in for Foster. Tipton misses the first from the charity line, but connects on the second. So again, Alabama-Huntsville, 10 of 10 from the field and 1 of 4 from the charity stripe. Quite the interesting stat to start the first quarter. It's a 5-point lead, however. Union still well in this game. And the first miss from the field as Payne can't connect from the top of the key.
They are human.
Schumpert with the answer from downtown, and she's already in quarter number 1 in double figures.
Well, you know, I just said Huntsville maybe is human. I don't think Schumpert is, Alex.
Far from it. She cuts it to a 2-point lead. Tipton off to Miller, and she, what seemed to be traveled, but it's a turnover. Beard, Schumpert, same place, same result. Chelsea Schumpert feeling it from outside. She's got 4 threes early in this game, 14 total points in Union, finally on top with the 1-point lead. And another turnover from UAH.
I'm speechless, Alex. I mean, Chelsea Schumpert has put her team on her back early on. Let's see if she can get some help from anybody else.
Well, we talked with Coach Campbell previously. When this team needs a bucket and needs an answer when they're in somewhat of a slump, they know exactly who to go to. Schumpert, again, can't get it to go. Alabama-Huntsville's going to slow things down. Bailey Johnson into the game. Gives it to Bolton, inside to Tipton. And a quick switch, it's Bolton from outside. Can't get it to go, rebound goes to Beard. Coach Campbell wanting to push it. Here comes Perkins, driving, kicking. Good and Rogers, no. But it's tapped out by Lytle and a fresh 30 for Union. Union so far really doing a good job on the boards. Got 7 total, but they've created a lot of second chance opportunities.
And 4 offensive rebounds. I think that's one of the biggest stats of the quarter, Alex, creating themselves a lot of second chance opportunities.
10 seconds left to go on the shot clock and the quarter. Good and Rogers to Schumpert. Over to Beard, wide open in the corner. Can't get it to go, rebound to Miller. She travels as we end quarter number 1. We knew Alabama-Huntsville was going to come in and give Union a fight, and Union responded with some outside shooting from who else but Chelsea Shumpert. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Union Lady Bulldogs basketball here on E+ TV6.
Community leaders are talking about Steve Beverly's TV classics, but are they serious? Do they like classic TV? Do they really watch?
That's a lot of questions in one sentence, Steve.
What do they think about the host?
I don't have any clear answers to that.
What usually happens if you watch TV classics?
A very entertaining evening for people.
Watch TV Classics Saturday and Sunday at 7 on TV6.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, we like to say if you don't have weekend plans, you do now. Saturday and Sunday at 7 and 10. Tune in to E+ TV6 for Steve Beverly's TV Classics. You will not be disappointed. Well, Logan, in a one-point game, Union finally making that run at the end of the quarter. You're a numbers guy. Give us some, I guess, interesting stats that really helped Union climb back into this game.
Well, they finally sat down and played defense, Alex. And honestly, if you look at the numbers, Huntsville hit their first 8 shots, and they were 2 of 2 from long range. Union got back into this game with offensive rebounding and finally created a little bit of turnovers and a little bit of opening for Chelsea Shumpert to do her thing.
Alabama-Huntsville with 3 turnovers to Union 0, and Union leading the offensive rebounding category 4-0. 2 big stats that helped get Union the lead in the first quarter. Both teams playing each other very even. Spiegel checking back into the game, gives it off to Foster. Back to Spiegel inside, and they're gonna get a foul on Chelsea Shumpert.
Wow. I don't know what she did wrong there, Alex.
That is a very interesting call as Shumpert picks up her first foul. No one on this side of the gym agrees with that call. Coach Campbell still trying to argue his case. In the meantime, Elder, no good from outside. So I guess the ball doesn't lie. Here comes Perkins the other way. So dangerous in transition. Get it inside to Lytle. Back out to Perkins. Trying to work the post. They get it to Lytle again. Left hand, and she's fouled. Foul's going to be charged to Spiegel. How important is it, Logan, to get Lytle going early on inside?
Oh, I think it's very important because if you open up that inside game and if Lytle starts hitting, that'll give her more attention and that'll open up the outside game. So, and that's good that Lytle's going to have a chance here to see the ball go through the net.
Finally in the scoring column after Lytle, a player that averages well in double figures, normally high in the scoring column. She's a player that, when she does produce, has one of the biggest impacts on the game because she can hurt you from all angles. 22-19, and Bolton's going to be charged for carrying. So another turnover for the Lady Chargers. So far, that's their 4th. Union still yet to turn the basketball over. Here comes Beard off the screen from Little. Hands off to Shumpert. Back to Anna Lee Little. She'll take the outside jumper, can't get it to go. And here come the Lady Chargers. Elder so good in transition, she'll draw the foul. And something interesting too is UAH is great, really, and they've done it all season. They're really, and I think you mentioned this too in the pregame, they're very good at countering runs. And Union, a team that likes to make runs, and a team that likes to, once they get out on a lead, they extend to a double-digit lead, they like to keep it. This Lady Chargers team is not going to go away.
Yeah, and I think the same could be said about Union too, because, I mean, how many times have we seen, you know, pretty much in any game we've covered this season where, you know, any team that Union plays makes a run and Union will always have that big shot. I think that's a sign of a good team there.
I think one thing these two teams, again, despite their records, have in common is Shumpert turns the basketball over for the first time, is that both of these teams are very resilient. That is a very key theme with both of these clubs. They play hard, they play together as a unit. And another turnover. Shumpert in transition. Driving, spinning, and it's blocked. And now it's Elder's turn in transition. She drives, and she gets it to go. Chandler Elder, the senior, already was 8 points, leading all scorers for the Chargers. Beard tried to get it inside to Lytle. She spins, and another block. And now it's the defense from Alabama-Huntsville that's proving true.
Yeah, holding the Lady Bulldogs to 32% shooting, 7 of 22. And Lytle checks out, and Regis and Gaines will check back in as well. So we'll see how this lineup fares. But, you know, Union, their postgame not really impressing me so far.
Yeah, really the only inside points from Union was 2 from Bria Gaines. Lytle has yet to score in the post. Little drives, kicks to Perkins, corner 3. Little long, but another offensive rebound. And Coach Lemon wanted to travel on Gaines down low.
And I think that would have been the right call, and as is this is the right call as well.
So now Gaines picks up her 2nd foul. And she's already limited just because of now being inserted into the lineup, but you definitely don't want to see one of your best post players get in foul trouble, and that's exactly what we're seeing as Lytle set the check back in. Foster, a deep 3. Can't get it to go.
Yeah, not really sure about the shot selection there, Alex. Definitely not the shot you want that early in the shot clock.
Gaines is fouled. And now that's going to be Katie Spiegel's 2nd foul. And she'll have to check out of the game. And so foul trouble hurting both teams at this point as Gaines goes to the line. Can't convert. Morgan Tipton checking in for Spiegel. As Little checking in for Gooden Rogers. Sarah Lytle set the check back in for Bria Gaines. It's a 1-point game here at the Fred DeLay. Gaines makes it a 2-point contest. Here's what I like to see, Logan. Now Union applying some defensive full court pressure.
Yeah, and Union, in my opinion, has the speed to do this a lot, but you know, the Lady Chargers beating it easily there.
Just a simple cross-court pass. That's all it took.
Yeah, I don't know how many more times Union will employ that type of pressure for the rest of the game.
Foster with the basketball, coming off a big performance last Saturday against West Florida. She had 21. Elder driving on the smaller Perkins. Muscling her way into the lane, but can't get it to go. Perkins reaches. Thought about it. She'll drive. And the bucket. Tiffany Reaches, known for her outside shooting, gets it to go inside, and a nice little spark for the Lady Bulldogs.
And she does this on occasion, Alex, where her shot isn't falling. She'll drive to the rim, draw a foul, and a nice finish by the junior.
She connects at the free throw line. Only 4 of 8 on the year. Make it 5 of 9. Now it's the largest lead for Union at 5, 26-21. We're approaching another media timeout as Reaches steals it away. But then Perkins gives it up as Tipton takes it away. And the Lady Chargers will set it back up.
And a nice hustle play there by Tipton, able to get the back tip on Reaches and really creating that hustle play.
Lytle's going to pick up her first foul, team 4th. So the next foul that Union commits, Alabama-Huntsville will be in the double bonus shooting free throws. I've always found that interesting now that women's basketball has implemented that rule. It's a good incentive to try to draw fouls and get to the free throw line early, really.
It is, and I think it's more of an attempt by the NCAA to make the rules of basketball universal across all levels.
Right.
You see the same thing in the NBA, and honestly, Alex, I think it's surprising how men's basketball hasn't made that jump from halves to quarters yet, too.
Something that probably will happen in the next couple of years. It'll all just depend on.
Because basketball is one of the few sports that the rules aren't really universal across the board. Maybe you play quarters in high school to halves in college, and if you're playing on the men's side, and then back to quarters in NBA.
Nice recognition by Perkins to get it to Schumpert, who blows the inside layup. You don't see that often.
Not at all, Alex. And Schumpert, 4 of 7 from downtown, only 1 of 4 from 2.
Another turnover. Here comes Schumpert. Wisely, she'll slow it up. Kick it to Lytle. She'll take an outside jumper. Sarah Lytle struggling early on, as are the Lady Bulldogs, only shooting 25% from outside, only shooting 30% as a whole. However, they have created 8 turnovers in this first half.
Yeah, defense, Alex, really the only thing keeping them in the lead right now.
Payne's going to drive. Kick out to Foster. Swings it over to Elder. Corner 3. High arching shot goes down. Chandler Elder now with 11 points, and it's a 2-point lead for Union. Both of these teams really complementing each other early on.
Yeah, and Elder had 9 points and 13 rebounds her last game against West Florida. The senior leading the way on this team, playing extremely well here in the first half.
Gunnar Rogers now going to drive on Foster. Can't get it to go. A great look, but just unable to find the bucket. Foster, deep 3. And it gives Alabama-Huntsville the 1-point lead. Lauren Foster with a huge 3-point basket. We're going to take a timeout. 3:31 left to go in this second quarter, and Alabama-Huntsville now back up on top. We'll see how it plays out right after these messages.
I've lived in Jackson for nearly 13 years. As part of the Jackson 24/7 news team, I've learned a lot about how this community works. I've seen how the leaders of the city and the county deal with issues, even when it brings them into conflict. And I enjoy the opportunity to tell the stories that help people at home make better decisions. I love Jackson, and I love being a part of the Jackson 24/7 team.
Alex Northcutt, part of the team you trust, every day on E+ TV6.
And we bring you back to Union basketball here on E+ TV6. We actually have a quick treat for you, Logan, as we are joined by our sideline reporter, Chloe Bitters. Chloe, hate to come to you on these kind of circumstances, but Coach Campbell seemed pretty livid in that timeout.
Yes, Alex, he was pretty angry with his team. He just told them that they have to make these shots. They have to keep guarding, and they just have to be a team and just make the shots happen, be better on defense, just make everything happen.
Thank you, Chloe. And Logan with a 1-point lead. Alabama-Huntsville coming into Union, coming to the Fred delay, and having a great opportunity to create some momentum going into the half.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Alex. I mean, it's not easy to beat Union here on their own home floor. In fact, Union's won the last 17 home games here at the Fred, but Huntsville, of course, Chelsea Schumpert, again, putting her team on her back.
Yeah.
Huntsville, they've played extremely well, creating a lot of, well, really frustrating moments for the Lady Bulldogs.
Well, and we've rarely seen Union really just trail in any game, but let alone trail at the half. This is something that's going to be new for Coach Campbell's adversity if Alabama-Huntsville can create a run. Union looking to respond on the other end with little, but back to kind of what I'm saying, this is a game where Union is going to need every ounce of energy for all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Schumpert inside again, and she's so good when she has that confidence.
Mm-hmm. But Huntsville, Alex, they're staying in this game, but in my opinion, they're not taking the smartest shots. They're not afraid to launch from 3, but most of the time it's been the deepest 3 you could possibly take.
Right.
So I don't know. I think Huntsville could still be in the lead if they take smarter shots.
Well, and you also take a look at if they hit some of those shots you're talking about, and also if they just limit turnovers. It's a brand new ball game. Credit Union's defense for creating the turnovers, but that's been a big factor with Alabama-Huntsville. If they can take care of the ball, they're right in this game. Anna Lee Little, known for her outside shooting, but taking it right to the cup, and a sweet finish right there from the senior.
And you like to see that. And if you're Union, if Annalie Little plays good, I think it's an added bonus at this point because, honestly, Alex, her last 4 games, only 4 of 19 shooting from the field.
Chelsea Shumpert going to have to come out of the game holding that left shoulder. But also on that last possession, just good basketball IQ, really. Knowing that, you know, outside shooting hasn't been falling the way it usually does. So take it inside. Give them a pump fake from the arc and then drive. And a great job by Annalie Little. Minute and a half left to go, and another turnover. Perkins looking to run with it. Reach is going to drive. Union just trying to hold on to this lead going into half. Little again from outside, can't get it to go. But Perkins almost able to throw it off number 11, Elena Dickerson, who checks in for the first time. But it's going to go back to UAH.
Yeah, and Dickerson checking in, Alex. She's only played in 5 games this year, 15 minutes. Her last game played was against Christian Brothers last month.
A lot of contact, no call. Elder, before the shot was fouled, I believe they're going to get that on Reaches. That'll be her first. And that's going to send Elder to the line for 2 free throws. Elder really has had a great first half.
Yeah, she's done everything well in this first half. She's hit threes, only 1 of 2, but she's done a good job driving to the basket and drawing contact and finishing strong.
Elder at the line so far on the season, a 70% free throw shooter. Checking in for the Lady Bulldogs, Shumpert back in, and also we're seeing the first action of freshman Avery Carpenter.
Yeah, and Carpenter, Alex, well, her last game played was against Shorter. Only played in 4 minutes, but Carpenter, I really like what I've been seeing this season out of Carpenter, a good role player off the bench.
Lytle kicks to Carpenter. She drives with the left hand and swatted away by Spiegel. UAH able to hold for possibly the last shot. Only a 4-second separation between shot clock and game clock. High arching shot, well off the mark by Johnson. And now Union able to hold. If you're Coach Lemon, not the shot you wanted in that situation.
Yeah, the rainbow shot, well short of the pot of gold there, Alex.
Shumpert, hesitation move into the lane, gets it to go. Chelsea Shumpert with the razzle-dazzle finish at the dish. What a move and what a way to finish half number 1. Union with their largest lead of the game at 6, 34-28. And what has been a competitive matchup. Logan, before we go to a break, just some keys that you saw in the first half and what should we expect coming after the break?
Well, I really wouldn't want to be the Lady Bulldog basketball team going into the locker room with Coach Mark Campbell. That's putting it lightly. Lady Bulldogs, they do lead by 6, despite, in my opinion, not really playing too well. And I think if it weren't for Chelsea Shumpert, the Bulldogs would be trailing by double digits. But Alabama-Huntsville, give them credit. They've come into the gym, and they came ready to play. They've played absolutely well. Honestly, driving to the basket, they've done well doing that, and even hitting the wild 3. I mean, it feels like everything is falling for the Lady Chargers.
Yeah, they still got some things to work on. Again, that turnover, that's a big story. We'll talk about that coming after the interview with Coach Niven. So we're going to take a quick break in the action. When we return, Logan's going to have Union men's coach, Coach David Niven, for a quick interview. Stay with us.
If you watch Steve Beverly's TV classics, you may get a snack.
What do you say we toast some marshmallows, huh?
It's with your host,
Big Steve.
Some people watch even if they don't like the host.
Big Steve notwithstanding.
What do smart viewers think?
Oh, Mr. B, you're just a doozy.
Steve Beverly's TV classics, Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 10 on TV6.
access to utility outage tips and tools anytime, anywhere from Jackson Energy Authority. Visit the Outage Center from your computer, tablet, or mobile device to check the map for an electric outage in your area. Also, stay up to date with recent social media outage posts and photos from JEA. For all this and more, go to jaxenergy.com and visit the Outage Center for outage information in your area.
I've lived in Jackson for nearly 13 years. As part of the Jackson 24/7 news team, I've learned a lot about how this community works. I've seen how the leaders of the city and the county deal with issues, even when it brings them into conflict. And I enjoy the opportunity to tell the stories that help people at home make better decisions. I love Jackson, and I love being a part of the Jackson 24/7 team.
Alex Northcutt, part of the team you trust, every day on E+ TV6.
Service is not just what we say, it's what we do. When you choose E+ Broadband for your cable, internet, and telephone services, you can trust us to provide unmatched reliability. From sales to installation, we work hard to bring the services you depend on every day. We're currently upgrading the network to increase our service offerings available to you, so look for us in your neighborhood soon. And thank you for choosing E+ Broadband and for your trust in the local service we provide right here in Jackson.
Back here at the Fred DeLay Gymnasium, 34-28 the score at half between the Lady Bulldogs of Union and the Lady Chargers of Alabama-Huntsville. Joined now by Union Bulldog men coach Dave Niven. And Coach, first off, thank you for joining us here today.
My pleasure.
Now, last game, a tough 60-51 loss against Lee. You guys were in there for the entirety of the game, but Lee went on a 9-0 run late in the second half, and honestly, it was a close and tough loss for you guys.
Yeah, that was a game we didn't feel like we played very well. Defended for the most part most of the night, but had a hard time getting the ball to go in and getting good looks. You know, so yeah, disappointing loss. Didn't feel like we put our best out there, but you know, these guys are trying. They're coming practicing hard every day. They're fighting still. I'm proud of them. We've got to get better though, clearly.
Yeah, and that's a good sign too, because I know that this season hasn't really gone the way you've wanted things to, but it's good to see your players still coming out and working hard every day. And one of those players has been Tyree Boykin. He's worked his way into the starting lineup, had, in my opinion, played extremely well with 18 points against Lee. Talk about his role going forward. You know, especially he looked like he was comfortable out there in the offense, creating his own shot.
Yeah, he does a nice job of being able to get shots for himself, create for others. You know, he's doing a good job. Really, you know, throughout the season, he's been a pretty solid player for us. And you know, to come in and do that as a freshman is impressive. So I'm proud of him. He's you know, becoming a very vocal player for our team in practice, in games, doing a really good job of being a leader out of that freshman class. And so proud of him. He's done all we could ask. We you know, we've got a number of guys that are playing brand new for us this year. That can be tough to come into this league and excel, but he's done a really nice job.
Yeah, and the Gulf South Conference honestly feels like anybody's conference this year. The defending champion Alabama-Huntsville come in with a 6-7 record in conference play, but they're coming off of a huge win against West Florida, and this is a team that's leading the Gulf South in most offensive categories, and the last time you guys played, they scored 61 in the second half. So how do you stop their offense coming in today?
You know, they're really difficult to guard. They've got shooters everywhere, and they do a nice job with screens to give themselves driving angles, and so really got to be exceptional at avoiding screens to try to stay in front, avoid putting ourselves in situations where we have to help a lot because they can all shoot it. You know, that was the problem last time we played them. They hit 22 threes, which is I mean, that's a great shooting night. I think 16 of them were in the second half, so that was ultimately what the difference in the game was. You know, we watched that film together now twice as a team, and I think our guys recognize where we made mistakes, and all of it's correctable. You know, but this team's going to make threes tonight. I mean, they're leading the league in three-point attempts and three-point makes, so they're going to make some. We've got to make them hit some tougher ones than they did last time we played.
Yeah, and they're led by Justin Ward, 18 points per game. He's listed as a 6'6" guard, and hit 8 threes in that game back in January. Had 30 points. What's the key to stopping him tonight?
Well, he's a tough matchup. You know, he is a guy that can really score around the basket if he posts up, and then obviously he's an excellent shooter. So we'll do a better job. You know, tonight I think we have to try some different matchups. We can do that. You know, but ultimately, I mean, I'm excited to see our guys play. They'll come out and they're going to defend tonight. They're going to fly around on defense and try to get hands on balls and deflections, and I'm confident that they're ready to play, and we're going to play better.
Now we have time for one more question. How important is it for Charlie and Pedro to play well tonight?
Oh, that's really important. You know, we do a lot of what we do is to get the ball in their hands. You know, but we need a complete effort from everybody tonight, and you know, that's been tough for us this season to get everybody playing well at the same time. So we need to be able to do that tonight, and you know, this is too good of a team to play. We only have 1 or 2 guys show up. So, but these guys will be ready to play. I think we'll see a good Union bunch out there tonight.
Yeah, Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. The men's game will follow the women's game. The Lady Bulldogs currently lead 34-28. We'll have the second half next here on E+ TV6.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what ails you.
I watched and it got rid of my hemorrhoids.
Staying awake at night? Just watch TV Classics.
My daughter watched and she went right to sleep.
Do not watch Steve Beverly's TV Classics if fights upset your stomach. Do not watch if high drama leads to emotional distress. And do not turn on TV6 Saturday or Sunday at 7 if hillbillies give you a gallbladder attack.
Ask your doctor if Steve Beverly's Classics is right for you.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great future.
I came to Jackson from Florida, but I've learned that people are the same wherever you go. People in Jackson want to see our community grow. They're interested in seeing better education for their children. Jackson takes pride in its colleges and universities and its technical schools. Jackson 24/7 takes the approach of covering issues that affect our people. That's what people depend on us to do on every newscast. And I love being part of the Jackson 24/7 news team.
Internet security is a big topic in news today. Our concern, our fear, is that our most sensitive information might become available to others. As your local broadband service provider, JA wants to assure you you can trust us. We have policies in place to protect your privacy. Our goal is to be the most knowledgeable, highly skilled, customer-focused workforce available. Thank you for choosing E+ Broadband and for your trust in the local service we provide right here in Jackson.
Welcome back to E+ TV6 and EPlusTV6.com. We are at halftime of the girls' game. Union leading 34-28 over a very talented University Alabama-Huntsville team, coming in at 11-9, 5-8 overall record. Union sitting right now at 20-1, 13-0 in Gulf South Conference play. Logan, before we get into the stats, let's start with something really that I think is pretty obvious. Chelsea Shumpert already with 20 points, but she needs a little help.
Yeah, she does, Alex. Next leading scorer is 4 points.
Yeah.
That's Jada Perkins, but Shumpert's really put her team on her back, and that's honestly what's expected. When nobody else is connecting, it seems like Chelsea Shumpert is, and
Right.
so it's always good. If Union can find a way to win this game, I'll be ready to call them a very good team, because I think a good team, they're defined by how they win games.
Right.
And I think, you know, in a game where they're not really playing so well, if they can come out and win a game like this, I'll really believe that they are a great team. But for now, 34 points at the half, Shumpert with 20.
Yeah.
And Lady Bulldogs only shooting 35% from the field, 4 of 17 from 3, and that's honestly been the story from downtown.
Yeah.
They've really struggled here in the past couple of weeks, but hey, you know, that first half is over. I don't think it's possible for Union to play worse than they did, and you know, honestly, it's putting it lightly. So I think this second half, Alex, I really look for Union to put together a strong third quarter. I think Coach Campbell will have some good adjustments for his team, but give credit to Alabama-Huntsville. They've come in and they've played extremely well, as you see, shooting 50% from the field, 36% from downtown. Union is winning the rebounding battle 16-15, but that turnover stat, Alex, a huge stat right there. 9 turnovers for the Lady Chargers, and Union has capitalized for, well, really only 3 points off of those turnovers. So Union has to do a better job of taking advantage of those mistakes that the Lady Chargers have made.
And as you take a look at, those are our halftime stats, and something, again, I want to talk more about that turnover stat right there, because Union's a team that really turns it up defensively in the third quarter. And UAH already with 9 turnovers. If they continue down this path, they're going to get in the hole.
Yeah, you're right there, Alex. Alabama-Huntsville, they have to be more careful in their ball handling. I think ball control is a huge thing you have to have if you want to beat this Lady Bulldogs team, because they are so active defensively. It's not just one player doing all the work. You know, it's all 5 for the Lady Bulldogs with a defensive effort. So I think the Lady Chargers, I mean, and you know, it's not just one player for the Lady Chargers doing it all too. I mean, you look at Chandler Elder having a great game with 12 points and 6 rebounds, but Tipton's played well. Emmeline Payne stepping into the starting lineup and playing well. This Lady Charger team, they really connected on all cylinders in that first quarter. They're going to have to take better care of the basketball in the second half if they want to win.
Yeah, those are the keys that we'll be looking forward to as we begin this second half. Just to give you a quick update on what's happening around the GSC. So right now, quick kind of an upset alert. West Florida up by 4 on Lee, 43-39 early on in the game. We take a look at just some another update. Delta State and West Georgia. West Georgia with the 1-point advantage on the road at Delta State. West Georgia sitting right now at, I believe, 6th in the Gulf South Conference, so a chance to make a run. They'll more than likely make the postseason play. And just some results as we wind down. Valdosta State and shorter as the Lady Blazers get the 15-point win, and a huge win for them, really. They're sitting at 4th in the conference, looking to hopefully maybe match up and maybe pass a lead, depending on how this game goes later on tonight. But one story that we want to keep an eye out on is we're going to obviously talk a lot more about it. Right now, North Alabama traveling to Christian Brothers. They won by 21 points, but we were just told that North Alabama's star player, arguably one of the best players in the conference, their guard, one of the triplets, Ivy Wallen, has gone down. We wondered why she wasn't playing last week. Well, tonight we have that answer. Ivy Wallen out with an ACL injury, tore her ACL a few days ago, and she has missed the last 2 games and will, in result, more than likely miss the rest of this season. So a huge blow to the UNA family. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Ivy Wallen. That's not something you want to see from such a quality player in the conference.
Yeah, Ivy Wallen, only a sophomore, too. I think that's one of the biggest things about Ivy Wallen. Plays beyond her years. I mean, she does it all. She's a good passer, a good shooter. I mean, you name it, she does it well. And it's a dangerous duo, Ivy and Emma Wallen. That's the dangerous duo in the Gulf South Conference, and it's a shame because I was very, very excited to see how those two would match up with the backcourt of Chelsea Shumpert and Jada Perkins. But you hate to see injuries like that happen, and especially so young in a person's career like Ivy Wallen. So you hope for nothing but the best for her.
Well said. And again, that game, pregame, will start at 1:30 on Saturday as North Alabama comes into town. The women's tip-off will be at 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. We hope you'll join us on ePlusTV6 live or on ePlusTV6.com. Again, I'm Alex Northcutt. He's Logan Whaley. It's a 6-point lead coming out of the half here at Union, and it's the Lady Bulldogs to start things off. UAH going to what I believe is a 2-3 zone.
Yep, you got that right there, Alex.
And the best way to beat the 2-3 zone, Logan?
3 Cole up.
That's it, all day long. Miss Threechus, we like to call her. Finally, a good sign. Seriously, getting into the scoring column. Nice outside shot from Tiffany Reaches.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad decision considering that Union was 4 of 17 from 3 to switch to a 2-3 zone, but Tiffany Reaches not the person you want to leave open.
And a turnover. And here's the trend that we've seen several times. Union coming out, hot start at the beginning of the quarter. They get a nice bucket, and then they create turnovers. And then it's just lather, rinse, repeat all throughout the quarter until Union builds a big lead. Alabama-Huntsville, they know that. They know the scouting report. They know the third quarter that Union can come out and play, and they've got to prepare for that. Reach is driving. Now back into Lytle. And still cannot get anything going down low as Spiegel again with another block. And what is, I believe, her third block in this game.
Yeah, the team leader in blocks, Alex, now has 27 on the season. Nice job by Spiegel staying with Lytle.
Dump down past to Perkins. She'll put it up. And she will follow her own rebound. Fresh 30 for the Bulldogs. Inside Lytle, and still cannot get it to go down low. However, it's a 9-point lead for Union. The ball now with Bolton. To Spiegel. To Payne. Payne driving, kicking. Elder, who's been the star for the Lady Chargers, and continues with a tough shot down low, Logan.
I don't know how she's hitting those, Alex. That was great defense by the Lady Bulldogs, but somehow, some way, Elder was able to lay that in off the backboard over Lytle.
Elder 6 for 8 from the field today. Rebound goes to the Lady Chargers. Payne to bring it up, set up the offense. Be a kickball violation against the Lady Bulldogs. Goes back to UAH. Looking ahead for the schedule for Union. They host North Alabama this coming Saturday, and then they travel to Lee, which will be a game we're going to keep our eyes out on. Again, Lee, a very talented team. Union, a close win last Saturday. That'll be on Thursday, February 8th. Then they travel to Shorter, and then we'll be back as they host West Alabama. Foul's going to be called on Jada Perkins, her second. But it really doesn't matter at this point who's on the schedule. You know they're looking to knock off the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, Union sitting pretty at the top of the conference, 20-1, undefeated in conference play. And honestly, Union, Alex, going to have the target on their back for the rest of the season.
For some teams in the conference, it would make their season to beat Union. Spiegel down low, gets it to go. UAH, one of those teams. And they're within 5.
Yeah, and Huntsville, Alex, if they pull off this game, it will only be their second win all-time against Union. Union leading the all-time series 13-1.
Great opportunities right there for Schumpert and Reaches, but can't get it to go, and here comes Elder in transition. She's been dangerous. Kicks it out to Bolton. Good job of collapsing on Elder when she got into the lane.
In fact, the only win by the Lady Chargers came last year. One of their 5 wins of the season came over Union, a 1-point victory.
Lytle picks up her second foul. Bria Gaines will check back in, also with 2 fouls. And Payne will set it up for UAH. Some miscommunication on defense. Left Spiegel wide open. Spiegel, not known for her outside shooting, if that's what you want to call it. However, Spiegel at the really top spot in the conference, shooting 53% from the field. So far tonight, only with 4 points. And gains a nice move down low.
She had the positioning down low, Alex, and made a nice, powerful move to the basket.
And we'll see if they get the foul call. They do. So right after a great offensive move, she commits a defensive error. That's her third personal foul.
And she's got to play smarter than that, Alex, knowing that she's in foul trouble now with 3, so she's got to play careful from here on out.
Again, only the second game she's played in this season. She's just trying to really, and Coach Campbell trying to as well, just trying to get Bria back into the rhythm of playing competitive basketball. Spiegel, an outside 3 from the top of the key. Katie Spiegel cuts it within 4.
And Spiegel can hit the occasional outside shot. I know she's not known for it, but she is 11 of 24 on the season from 3.
And what a great time to connect. UAH looking to try to make a run. And when you have Elder and Spiegel playing well at the same time, that's when UAH can hurt you. That's where they've won those key close games. Now it's with Payne driving on Perkins. Nice easy runner in the lane, and she'll get it to go. It's a 2-point lead for Union now, and we'll take a quick timeout. 5:22 left to go in the third quarter. This one is getting close. You do not want to step away from the action here. Come back and join us right after these messages.
Want to make your life a little easier? Now you can manage your Jackson Energy Authority account online. View statements, pay your bill, set up reminders, or recurring payments. Spend more time with your family, not your bills. It's easy. Just visit www.jaxenergy.com anytime and sign up. Make your life a little easier with online bill pay from Jackson Energy Authority.
Jackson Energy Authority, always one thing you can count on. Welcome you back here to ePlusTV6 and ePlusTV6.com. We thank you for joining us. Our crew here at Union University and our director and co-director Paul Scholze and Lawson Mann with Worthy Road Studios. Our producer Steve Beverly and several Union students helping us out with tonight's telecast. Couldn't do it without them. And we're going to go to one of those students right now with Chloe Bitters. Chloe, it's now a close game, and this is what UAH does. How does Union respond coming out of this timeout?
The coach really told his team that they need to be good at offense, and they need to keep moving and guard their players, and he really just wants them to drill it in to just stay on offense and be good on offense.
Appreciate that, Chloe, as always. Something to note, Logan, too, UAH, again, we've seen some of their shots sometimes get a little lucky as Regis can't get it to go from outside. Another offensive rebound. She'll try it from the same spot. This time she gets it. A big shot from Tiffany Regis. But on the flip side, as Union takes the 5-point lead, Logan, I want to point out, UAH still shooting 56% from the field.
Yeah, they're really getting efficient looks. They're getting great looks, especially here in the second half. They're knocking them down. Union, on the other hand, Alex, getting a lot of second chance opportunities, and they're not missing on those second chance, but they've really got to hit on those first chances. They start off the quarter 2 of 9 from the field, and honestly, they started off the quarter hot, but they've gone cold since.
Phenomenal post defense from Bria Gaines, and as she corrals the rebound, they give it to her, 1-on-1. And she's going to win that battle 9 times out of 10. Bria Gaines going back to the free throw line.
That was an explosive move there, Alex. A nice, powerful spin move by Bria Gaines, earning herself a trip to the line.
And we've got our media timeout. We'll step away from the table once more. We hope you'll join us here on ePlusTV6 right after these messages.
Gig, 1,000 megabit speed, now available to any ePlus broadband internet customer. This gig-enhanced infrastructure has the capacity to increase speeds in the future. ePlus Broadband, What many interpreted as JA's entrance into cable television was actually the foundation of an unparalleled communications infrastructure. Looking out for Jackson's economic and lifestyle future is all a part of JEA today.
To get a look inside at the huddle from Coach Mark Campbell, one of the best in the business here at Union University. Logan, you mentioned second chance points. Union leading that category 8-0. How important has it been that Union's been able to not only provide second chance opportunities but convert?
Yeah, I mean, it's been huge. 9 offensive rebounds for the Lady Bulldogs. Compare that to none for the Lady Chargers. So for the most part, UAH, if they're not hitting, they're one and done.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, they're one and done. And so it's been huge for the Lady Bulldogs, able to stay in the possession, able to fight for those offensive rebounds. And in basketball, those plays will be rewarded.
And we break the huddle. We'll come back to Bria Gaines at the free throw line. So far on the evening, Gaines has made one trip to the charity stripe, and she's gone 50%, 1 of 2.
And Gaines is surprisingly, Alex, a good free throw shooter. I mean, 73% from the line last year.
Yeah. She's very reliable. Again, she's one of those post players that frequents the free throw line and converts when she gets there. She'll check out of the game with a total of 7 points. And again, she's not going to play much. Coach Campbell's still trying to work her back into the lineup. But so far in the 2 games we've seen her, she's been producing some big numbers.
Another stat I want to bring up, Alex, how about Jada Perkins on the glass here today? 11 rebounds for the junior.
We're going to have a foul going the other way. This one's going to be on number 4, Morgan Tipton. And I believe that'll be her second foul, team second foul. Well, that's really going back to that, Logan. That's really how Union operates. Their guards are taught, and they demand rebounds. Jada Perkins, you said, 11 boards already tonight. Schumpert, I believe, leads the team in rebounds with 8. So both of these guards know their role, and they know that it's not just outside play. They've got to go inside and make some plays as well. Lytle from outside finally connects.
Her first field goal of the game, Alex, finally. Lytle gets on the board.
And what an opportune time. Union now with a 10-point lead. This is where they start to pull away. Payne with the answer. There's nothing really you can do about that, Logan.
Absolutely nothing. The Lady Chargers have had several possessions like that here tonight where they're just throwing it up and it's going in. I mean, it's nothing the Lady Bulldogs are doing wrong defensively. It's just Lady Chargers are hitting their shots.
Little from the corner. She likes that corner but can't get it to go. And Emmeline Payne coming in transition. Looking to drive. She'll kick it out to Elder. Elder's going to set it up. 8-point lead now for Union. Almost stolen away by Lytle. 13 on the shot clock now with Bolton. Five on the shot clock. Elder, a deep 3. Can't get it to go. That's a quality defensive possession there, Logan.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. Huntsville, of course, Huntsville could have done a better job moving the basketball, but they didn't have a lot of options there. So great job by the Lady Bulldogs.
Little will check out as Gooden Rogers comes back in. And for UAH, it's number 23, Miller. She'll take a seat. And number 5, the junior Bailey Johnson will check in.
I wonder how different this game would have gone if Erin Sanders had played for Lady Chargers. Still hasn't made an appearance. She's averaging around 10 a game. She started every game for the Lady Chargers. But the young sophomore is, well, hasn't made an appearance all game.
Reaches, top of the key. Well off the mark. But it was an offensive rebound. Now it's going to be a foul. Lytle, trying to plead her case, thought she was fouled initially. But in turn, she's going to pick up her 3rd foul. So now Gaines and Lytle with 3 apiece. And right on cue, Katie Spiegel checking back in. Again, we'll keep an eye out on that matchup, Spiegel and Gaines. So far, Gaines kind of having her way down low. We're at the 2-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. It's an 8-point lead for the Union Lady Bulldogs. Elder, top of the key. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Gooden Rogers. And here comes Shumpert in transition. She'll pull up in transition. Got it! So dangerous from outside, whether it's in the half court or whether it's flying through in transition.
Yeah, Shumpert in transition, it's a scary sight, Alex. And great time to get her first points of the half. Shumpert making her presence felt and extending the lead to 11.
Emily Beard going to check in for the junior Regis. 1:34 left to go on the clock, and if you're a Union, you want to try to keep a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter, looking to put UAH away. They go inside to Spiegel, working on Gaines. Off the glass, a little too much English on it, and now Perkins with the rebound coming the other way. They get it to Shumpert, deep three. Can't get the shooter's roll. But it's Gooden Rogers with the putback. A huge hustle play from Kyvan Gooden Rogers coming off the bench, extending it now to the largest lead at 13.
How about 11 offensive rebounds for the Lady Bulldogs? Kyvan Gooden Rogers, she's impressed me defensively, and of course, as soon as I say that, gets beat off the bounce. But Kyvan all year has been an impressive defensive player, and offensively there, making her presence felt on the boards.
Not the best play right there, but a great job by Payne, getting it up and under the arms of Gooden Rogers. Able to get the bucket with the foul. The Union's 5th team foul. As Payne's going to go to the line for the three-point play the hard way. High arching shot, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Perkins.
Perkins 2 assists away from a double-double. Not often you see the rebounds assist double-double, but Perkins just a couple assists away.
Ten seconds on the shot clock, inside to Gaines. Up and under move, gets it to go with the foul! Textbook post offense right there. And that's just a beautiful sight to see coming from the master down low, Bria Gaines.
What a move by Bria Gaines. Got 2 defenders in the air and finished with the contact.
Gets the extra bucket at the free throw line. Bria Gaines off the bench. 10 points already.
The Lady Bulldogs, too, they could have an opportunity. Of course, 34 seconds was the time on the clock when Gaines got fouled. Could go 2 for 1.
Elder. Tipped away by Gaines. 11.7 on your game clock. 8 seconds on the shot clock. They go outside to Payne. Off the screen. Driving. Puts it up and stolen away by Perkins. And I believe Perkins was on the touchline. And so it'll go right back to UAH. 3 seconds now on the shot clock. They have to put up something quick. And they're going to get a foul called on Gooden Rogers in really what was a smart, intelligent move by Payne, drawing the foul, now going to the free throw line. She hits the first one.
And one thing I was curious about, Alex, I thought that was a steal by Perkins. I thought the shot clock would have been cleared.
Yeah,
but
I was crossed my mind as well. So 2 of them at the line. 6.4 on the clock. Perkins using her speed, getting down the court. Driving, up off the glass. With some contact, Coach Campbell V-lining right to the official on the baseline. And you can see that conversation right there. A little heated. Nonetheless, Union outscoring UAH 21-15 in quarter number 3. It's a 12-point lead for the Union Lady Bulldogs. We'll take a break in the action, and we'll bring you the last and final quarter of this thrilling game. Stay with us.
If you watch Steve Beverly's TV classics, you may get a snack.
What do you say we toast some marshmallows, huh?
It's with your host,
Big Steve.
Some people watch even if they don't like the host.
Big Steve notwithstanding.
What do smart viewers think?
Oh, Mr. B, you're just a doozy.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics, Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 10 on TV6.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics, Saturday and Sunday, 7 at 10. Go ahead and book your appointment. Now, Logan, biggest story right there in the third quarter. Union doing a better job defensively, extending the lead to double digits. But Bria Gaines had herself a quarter.
Oh, she did, Alex. Coming off the bench and making an impact right away for the Lady Bulldogs. A couple of nice moves down low in the post.
And we'll hear from our sideline reporter, Chloe Bitters. Chloe, we're preparing for the fourth and final quarter. What is Coach Campbell's message to his team?
Alex, he told the girls to do their job, to remember the plays that they've been over, and to just really hustle and win this game.
Thank you, Chloe. Again, pretty short and sweet. Simple message right there. Union, if they do abide by that, if they do their jobs, they should come away with a victory. But this is a Lady Chargers team, again, that can climb their way back into basketball games and make this competitive down the stretch. Union still has to be on their A game. Speaking of, right on cue, Jada Perkins with the steal. Out to Shumpert in the corner. No one around her. I think she felt the pressure a little bit too much.
Perhaps a little too wide open.
Nice drive and dish from Elder, and Bailey Johnson gets the 2-point bucket inside. It's back down to 10. If you're Coach Lemon's club from UAH, you've got to have a run coming out in this fourth quarter. They have to start with intensity, or else Union's just going to maintain this lead.
Yeah, and it was a good start there, getting a quick basket on the other end, but Shumpert with a nice drive, drawing contact, and now she'll shoot her first free throws of the game.
1 of 1 from the charity stripe for Chelsea Shumpert. 24 total points, almost matching her average at 25. And right there, number 25 with 25, averaging 25.
For the 16th time this season, Alex, Shumpert has over 20 points.
That's an incredible stat. And we say that every single game, too. It just keeps happening. I don't know why we're surprised. Johnson well off the mark. Shumpert with another rebound. To Perkins, a wide open lane, and it's blocked by Spiegel. Spiegel has done a great job defending the paint down low.
It was a good pass by Shumpert leading to the drive, but a good hustle by Spiegel getting the block.
Foster's going to take the jumper. Can't get it to go. Lauren Foster, a player, averaging 9 a game. Been quiet in this game as Union's going to turn it over, looking for Gaines. It's still a 12-point lead for Union in what really hasn't been the prettiest game. Johnson still can't get it to go. Diving for the loose ball. And Coach Campbell wants a quick word with his team. We'll take a 30-second timeout with him. When we return, we've got more Union Lady Bulldogs basketball here on E+ TV 6. Don't go anywhere.
United. United in academic excellence and research. United in love for Christ and biblical truth. United in service and caring for people. United for you. At Union University, no matter what you study, you are part of a close-knit community dedicated to your success. Union University. United in spirit. Grounded in truth.
UU.edu, that's the place to go for more information about Union University. Logan, it's been a rough game. Union's made some mistakes here and there, but yet they're still up 12.
And defense, honestly, that's about all I can say. You know, the post players, other than Bria Gaines has turned it on here in the second half, but honestly, the post play's been a little bit quiet for Union the whole game, but defensively, the post players have more than made it up for the Lady Bulldogs. Katie Spiegel, only 7 points this game, and she's their leading scorer. I think that's a testament to how well Lady Bulldogs have played defensively here tonight.
Well, Chloe, Coach Campbell really a little upset in that timeout, but we are assuming that, you know, the way the defense has been playing, it's been enough. how does Coach Campbell want to get some things going offensively as well?
He put an emphasis on telling the girls to execute the plays that they've gone over and to play hard and not to worry about what the ref says, what anyone else is saying. No matter the situation, play hard and win the game.
And if that isn't Coach Mark Campbell in a nutshell, I don't know what is. Execute on offense. Don't worry about your surroundings. Just play your style of basketball and play it well. We thank you. Again, that's Chloe Bitters, our sideline reporter for tonight's game.
Good defense by the Lady Chargers on that possession.
Out to Reaches. She'll take an open jumper. Still can't get it to go. But Jada Perkins, Logan, in what I believe is her 14th total rebound in this game. She's making it happen for Union today in not ways that you would normally expect.
Yeah, 5 offensive rebounds too. She's played hard this game, and I think those hustle plays, I mean, she's really been crashing the boards on both ends, and it's paid off for her.
Gaines turns it over. UAH coming the other way with Spiegel. In the post, and a nice, tall, tough shot over the taller Gaines, but Spiegel able to get it to go, and now she has 9. UAH still not going away. It's a 10-point lead for Union.
If Jada Perkins gets one more rebound, Alex, she will have a new career high. She had 14 against Fisk last year.
And again, you mentioned looking for that double-double. Unable to get the assist for Schumpert. She gets another try, and Schumpert delivers. Schumpert now with 27 points. Perkins now 14 rebounds and 9 assists. One shy of the unconventional double-double, if you will. Elder backing down Schumpert. And a strong move inside. Can't get it to go. Here comes Schumpert in transition. Kicks out to Reaches. She'll take the 3. Way off the mark. And Tiffany Reaches really struggling in this game, Logan. And really, it's not because she's not getting open looks.
Yeah, she's getting open looks. Alex just unable to connect. Now 3 of 10 from the field, and she really has struggled, Alex. It's not just this game. It's been the past few games for Reaches. But, you know, we know what she's capable of, but I don't think she's shooting the ball with confidence, Alex.
Offensive rebound for the Lady Chargers, but it goes off Elder. So some substitutions, Lytle, Little, and Beard, as well as Allie Bolton and Morgan Tipton for the Lady Chargers coming in. Union shooting what some may say, an atrocious 26% from outside, 8 for 31. And again, Logan, we say all these stats, and Union still well in command of this basketball game. Right at 5.5 minutes left to go in this contest. Union up 59-47.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the shooting percentages for Union. Schumpert had to force it there, but Union with 61 shot attempts. They've shot the ball 20 more times than the Lady Chargers have, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why the Lady Bulldogs are up 12.
Payne from outside. Strings the nylon, and now it's within single digits. 9-point game here in Jackson, Tennessee.
Nothing but string music there for Payne. Now with 16 points, easily a season high for her.
And it's players coming off the bench. Again, she was inserted into the starting lineup late, making Coach Andrea Lemon look like a genius. She leads all scorers for Alabama-Huntsville with 16, just like you mentioned. That foul going on Morgan Tipton. That's her 3rd, team's 2nd. As Beard almost throws it away. Schumpert's going to answer. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Chandler Elder. Elder already with a double-double. She's got 14 and 12. Bolton's going to try the 3. Can't get it to go. And the same thing can be said about Alabama-Huntsville. They're getting open looks as well from outside. Beard driving off the glass, no good. But it's Lytle. Foul, bucket. Count them all.
And again, Alex, offensive rebounding, paying off for the Lady Bulldogs.
Which is something that we've heard Coach talk about is almost every game they've been in this season, they've been outsized. Union's not just a very big team, especially with Caldwell out and Gaines not getting the minutes that she usually does. And still, Union, one of the best rebounding teams in the conference. Back up to a 12-point lead. If you're the Lady Chargers, now has to be your time to make a run. Johnson, outside three. Count it! And Coach Lemon wants to talk things over. Just a second under 4 minutes. It's a 9-point lead. This thing far from over. We hope you'll come back right after the break and join us here on E+ TV6.
I've lived in Jackson for nearly 13 years. As part of the Jackson 24/7 news team, I've learned a lot about how this community works. I've seen how the leaders of the city and the county deal with issues, even when it brings them into conflict. And I enjoy the opportunity to tell the stories that help people at home make better decisions. I love Jackson, and I love being a part of the Jackson 24/7 team.
Alex Northcutt, part of the team you trust, every day on E+ TV6.
And we're back here at Union University, here at the Fred DeLay Gymnasium. I'm Alex Northcutt, he's Logan Whaley. And it's a 9-point game, Logan. And what has just been a back and forth second half. Union outscoring, I'm incorrect. Alabama-Huntsville leading the fourth quarter, 10-7 against Union. And a steal off the press and a foul. Quick turnaround right here as Beard's going to pick up her second foul. So a quick steal out of the timeout. Great defensive adjustments right there for Alabama-Huntsville. And now an opportunity to cut it within a 2-possession game.
Yeah, and in Huntsville, if they were going to strike, they needed to strike when Schumpert was out of the game, and did a good job with a steal and a nice effort there by Tiffany Reaches.
Great defense by Reaches, denying Payne of the easy lay-in. Schumpert steals it away. It's a 2-on-1 with her and Perkins. Nice dish down low. Perkins kicks it out to Reaches. Still cannot get things to fall from outside. What would have been, more than likely, probably a dagger in this game. Backdoor pass unsuccessful as Tipton throws it away. And as far as turnovers go, Alabama-Huntsville now with 15. Perkins able to beat the press.
Nice press breaker there by the Lady Bulldogs.
That's how you beat those full-court pressures. Nice, crisp passes. Reaches same spot. This time she gets it to fall. And with 3 minutes left to go, Reaches puts it back up 12. And that's just a killer if you're Alabama-Huntsville.
Yeah, Reaches didn't rush her shot. She was set and square. And finally, Reaches knocking that one down.
But anything you can do, I can do better, says Morgan Tipton, as she brings it back within 9.
By the way, with that assist, Jada Perkins with a double-double now. 14 rebounds, 10 assists.
This really has been an interesting matchup. Jumper. She'll pull it back out. 7 on the shot clock. Inside to Lytle. Lytle working. It's going to be tapped away. 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. The Union faithful here begging for a foul call down low. But as we know how that story goes, you can scream all you want to.
Yeah,
referee's not going to change his mind.
Yeah, Union's going to have to get, perfect play.
The Perkins-Schumpert connection proves true again and again and again.
That looked like a foul there too, Alex.
Well, now with an 11-point lead. 1 minute and about 45 seconds left to go. Union's going to try to hold this thing out. Screen coming. Reaches. Dagger! Call it how you want. Hammer, nail, coffin. That just might do it. And it's going to go back to Union. 14-point lead right there. What a time right there for Tiffany Reaches to hit a pair of threes.
Yeah, her last 2 threes, Alex, she didn't rush it. She was set. And honestly, one of the prettier shots in the Gulf South Conference. A beautiful job there by Tiffany Reaches, now with 15 points.
And she's been due a game such as this, where she needs to be in double figures. So far, Union with 3 in double figures. And that's really the recipe for success. Jumper to Perkins. Thought about it. She'll take the inside jumper. Rebound goes to Tipton. Here comes Elder. They go inside to Tipton, and a hard fall, but a smart foul right there from Jada Perkins as she picks up her 4th. That'll send Morgan Tipton, a 46% free throw shooter, to the line. And just a little bit too late coming for Alabama-Huntsville. So now Union, again, got some tough competition. It was a hard-fought game, but now undefeated here at home, undefeated in the conference. The biggest question now is how do they prepare for Saturday after really what was a tough game tonight?
Yeah, and honestly, Alex, really one day to prepare for North Alabama. But I'm excited. North Alabama coming off a 21-point win over Christian Brothers. Should be a shootout here at the Fred DeLay Gym Saturday.
Union will inbound with Shumpert. 23.5 seconds left to go. Reminder that after the end of this game, we'll have a quick post-game interview with Coach Campbell. And then we'll set things up for the guys contest. Shot clock is off. Shumpert driving, lays it in. And that gets her over the 30-point margin. Leading all scorers with 31. Elder can't get it to go. And Tipton's going to be fouled with 1 second left on the clock. Well, it's a 16-point lead with 1 second left. I've never seen a 16-point deficit erased that quickly. So this game was and is now complete, as Tipton still can't get it to go from the free throw line. And Union outscoring Alabama-Huntsville in every single quarter in this game. And when you do that, you're going to be pretty successful. Little grabs the rebound, and that will do it. Alabama-Huntsville moves to 11-10, 5-9 in the Gulf South Conference. The Union Lady Bulldogs still stay on top. 21-1 overall, 14-0 in Gulf South Conference play. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return, we're going to have the legendary Coach Mark Campbell for a quick post-game interview. Stay with us here on E+ TV6.
Community leaders are talking about Steve Beverly's TV classics, but are they serious? Do they like classic TV? Do they really watch?
That's a lot of questions in one sentence, Steve.
What do they think about the host?
I don't have any clear answers to that.
What usually happens if you watch TV classics?
A very entertaining evening for people.
Watch TV Classics Saturday and Sunday at 7 on TV6.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I grew up in Jackson. I went to high school here. As part of the Jackson 24/7 news team, I see the story behind every story we report, whether it's about decisions to make our school system better, how we built the economy of Jackson and Madison County, or the many challenges our law enforcement officers face every day. Jackson 24/7 is about the people of our city and county, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Terry Jelks, part of the team you trust every day on TV6.
Gig, 1,000 megabit speed, now available to any E+ broadband internet customer. This gig-enhanced infrastructure has the capacity to increase speeds in the future. E+ broadband, what many interpreted as JA's entrance into cable television, was actually the foundation of an unparalleled communications infrastructure. Looking out for Jackson's economic and lifestyle future is all a part of JEA today.
Welcome you back here to E+ TV6 here at Union University. I'm joined by Coach Mark Campbell of the Union women's team. Coach, first off, thank you for joining us on the post-game show, and congratulations on another win.
Thanks.
And I think the word tonight, the theme, was resiliency. You didn't really shoot well from outside, didn't really shoot well collectively as a whole, but it was the defense again. Can you talk about your defensive performance and, again, the story, creating turnovers?
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, most of my disappointment is that I feel like complementary players. This is, again, it's too much weight on Chelsea to be able to sustain us playing teams. And so our complementary players have been pretty bad. So until that gets better, we don't really have a team. We have an individual player, and then we have a group of people playing defense. And so this time of year is a tough time. It's a lull a little bit at the end of January, early February. So being able to win and play pretty poorly is a good thing. We just got to get a lot better.
What did you see from Bria Gaines tonight? As again, only her second game this season, but in the few minutes she's playing, coming out and producing big numbers.
Yeah, the second half I thought she was a little bit more, had a little bit more presence, and they started trapping her, and she didn't handle it very well. And so we just weren't very good in the post tonight, other than a couple of plays by Bria. And so we've got to get a little bit better in the paint. We have to be able to shoot the ball a little bit better from our twos and our fours, which we're not doing a good job of. But I mean, Chelsea obviously came out midway through the first one. We really needed her, got us back into it. And we pushed the ball a bunch during the first and second quarter when catch it coming back. I didn't think we pushed a lot in the third and the fourth. And I thought we really defended pretty well and gave ourselves a chance to really push it. So we have to get back to that. We looked really tired tonight, and we had more rest this week than we gave them last week. So maybe that means I need to not give them as much rest during the 2 days.
And we all know at this point in the season, it's always a grind day in, day out. Another player I want to highlight again, Jada Perkins, again with another night where it wasn't the scoring, but again, getting a double-double, 14 rebounds, multiple assists, I believe 12 assists actually. How important is a performance like that, even though she's not scoring a lot but contributing in other ways?
Yeah, she's not one of the complementary players I was talking about. She's not a complementary player. She's our floor leader. She gets us into stuff. She's unselfish. She doesn't care whether Chelsea has 40 and she has 0, or she has to have 30 and Chelsea gets 15. And so she's been pretty consistent, defending all year, really the whole time she's been here. What I like about her is she's not letting frustration dictate her numbers. And so when you get that many assists, I don't know how many turnovers she had, but when you get that many assists and that many rebounds, you're giving a lot of effort.
Well, Coach, congratulations again. We'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break in the action, and we'll take a quick commercial break right now, and then we'll come back with myself and Logan at the desk. We'll break down, give you a player of the game, and then we'll take a quick break to another Jackson 24/7 news break. This time, I think you'll really enjoy this one. So we'll take a break right now, and we'll be right back here on E+ TV6.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what ails you.
I watched and it got rid of my hemorrhoids.
Staying awake at night? Just watch TV Classics.
My daughter watched, and she went right to sleep.
Do not watch Steve Beverly's TV Classics if fights upset your stomach. Do not watch if high drama leads to emotional distress. And do not turn on TV6 Saturday or Sunday at 7 if hillbillies give you a gallbladder attack.
Ask your doctor if Steve Beverly's Classics is right for you.
I came to Jackson from Florida, but I've learned that people are the same wherever you go. People in Jackson want to see our community grow. They're interested in seeing better education for their children. Jackson takes pride in its colleges and universities and its technical schools. Jackson 24/7 takes the approach of covering issues that affect our people. That's what people depend on us to do on every newscast, and I love being part of the Jackson 24/7 news team.
Now you can have access to utility outage tips and tools anytime, anywhere from Jackson Energy Authority. Visit the Outage Center from your computer, tablet, or mobile device to check the map for an electric outage in your area. Also, stay up to date with recent social media outage posts and photos from JEA. For all this and more, go to jaxenergy.com and visit the Outage Center for outage information in your area.
United. United in academic excellence and research. United in love for Christ and biblical truth. United in service and caring for people. United for you. At Union University, no matter what you study, you are part of a close-knit community dedicated to your success. Union University. United in spirit, grounded in truth.
Well, it's time to break down some stats and what was not the prettiest win we've seen from the Lady Bulldogs, but a win nonetheless. What did you think of Coach Campbell's comments out of the game? Talked a little offense, talked a little defense. I think the big story was the effort on defense.
Yeah, the defensive effort won the game for the Lady Bulldogs, and obviously holding Huntsville to 56 points on the game. I think that's the most impressive thing, but really outworking the Lady Chargers on the glass as well. 13-2. That was the rebounding deficit. Yeah, Union with 13 offensive rebounds, Alabama-Huntsville with only 2. I think the Lady Bulldogs, they had a lot of effort tonight, and their shots were not falling, only shooting 36% from the field, 25 of 70. They hit 10 threes, but they shot 35 threes. Yep. So 10 of 35, 29%. But it was effort. It was effort tonight that gave the Lady Bulldogs a huge win, and now they can look forward to Saturday in a huge showdown with North Alabama.
And what definitely will be a big game that Coach Campbell, his staff, the players are definitely going to have to prepare for, and UNA is preparing for the same battle. That's going to be a great matchup. Again, we definitely want you to stay tuned with us. Again, that'll be Saturday, pregame 1:30, tip-off at 2 for the girls' game. Player of the game, Logan. A lot of different ways we could go with it.
Chelsea Shumpert. I mean, it's pretty much copy-paste from every other game this season, but 31 points. She put the team on her back tonight, and overall, great performance by Shumpert.
I definitely think the term clutch was definitely used. When they needed a bucket, she stepped up and she was there. Well, we're going to take another commercial break. As you just saw, Union Lady Bulldogs take the win 72-56. Well, we're going to take another conversation with Coach Mark Campbell, where Logan and I actually got a chance to interview him in the Jackson 24/7 studio just a couple of days ago, previewing this weekend. And he's going to tell you a lot about what team means to him and his program. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with that interview right after this.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Kedrick Perkins, PGA General Manager at Jackson Country Club. Jackson Country Club's amenities are true Southern hospitality. Championship golf course, fine dining, 6 tennis courts, junior Olympic pool and fitness. We pride ourselves in giving our members the best. Choosing JEA was a logical choice so that we could tie in our phone, internet, and cable solutions so that we can advance our next segment of technology.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what ails you.
I watched and it got rid of my hemorrhoids.
Staying awake at night? Just watch TV Classics.
My daughter watched and she went right to sleep.
Do not watch Steve Beverly's TV Classics if fights upset your stomach. Do not watch if high drama leads to emotional distress. And do not turn on TV6 Saturday or Sunday at 7 if hillbillies give you a gallbladder attack.
Ask your doctor if Steve Beverly's Classics is right for you.
I don't know what our family would do without TiVo. It doesn't matter if a show is live, on demand, or even streaming from Netflix. No more juggling remotes, switching inputs, or guessing who has the show or movie we want to watch, because it's all on one box. TiVo has great apps like Plex, which lets us stream home videos and music from our computers and phones. And with kid-friendly apps like Toon Goggles, I feel safe giving the kids a little TV freedom. And I can enjoy mine, too.
From the UBS Broadcast Center at Union University, this is Jackson 24/7.
Hi, I'm Allie Rankins. Thanks for making Jackson 24/7 part of your day. This week, Governor Haslam challenged state lawmakers to lead the way in economic development in the entire nation. He says the tools are all in place. Jackson 24/7 reporter Reagan Smith outlines the governor's plan.
The governor's last State of the State address was anything but quiet, but he is not coasting in his final year. He challenged lawmakers in Nashville to not just lead the South, but the nation in jobs and economic growth. He says state government in Tennessee has become one of the most efficient in the country.
We became the kind of leaders who didn't just talk about cutting taxes and enhancing services. We actually did lower taxes while at the same time growing our economy and providing access to high-quality education. We cannot lose the momentum we have worked so hard to build.
Haslam is also attacking the opioid crisis that has led to hundreds of deaths in the state. His three-step plan will cost $30 million. But he says this is one of the worst examples of drug abuse he's ever seen, and we have no choice but to fight back.
That focuses on prevention, treatment, and law enforcement. Our approach will be aggressive with provisions to limit the supply of opioids, provide significant dollars to treat those in need, and to fight the illicit sale and trafficking of opioids.
The governor again cited the Tennessee Promise and Tennessee Reconnect as two programs that have offered free education and technical training. He says in education we're much better off, but we can't afford to stop there. Reagan Smith reporting for Jackson 24/7.
A huge question for economic development is the megasite in Haywood County. For several years, West Tennessee leaders have been giving the promise that the site will bring thousands of jobs to the region. But nothing has happened. The state has invested $140 million to develop the megasite. However, prospective industrial leaders say the land is not shovel-ready. Candidates running for governor have been grilled about the delay. State House Speaker Beth Harwell, who is running for governor, says she expects some progress this year.
I will be supportive of it. They have requested additional money. The governor's going to fund half of the request this budget year, but it will fall on the next governor to complete it, and I'm committed to complete it. We have invested too much to let go now.
Transportation is another key to economic development. We're seeing movement with renovation work on I-40 and the 45 bypass. This week, Jackson is experiencing a big boost in air travel. Jackson 24/7 reporter Alex Northcutt has the story.
This week's announcement is another boost for economic development in Jackson. Air Choice 1 will begin daily round-trip flights except on Saturdays from Jackson to Atlanta. This news has been expected for weeks. Air Choice 1 has been a successful carrier with flights to St. Louis. Community leaders say this is a boost for the local economy.
And almost 9 years ago, we began to talk air service with the community, with the chamber, with the local mayors, and Atlanta kept coming up.
Before Air Choice 1, only a handful of passengers took flights from commuter services. Now that total is an average of 15 passengers a day. Chamber leaders see the Atlanta flights as a huge tool for recruiting new industry.
It has been the #1 market that our manufacturers have requested.
With Atlanta as the busiest airport hub in the country, Air Choice 1 executives hope this will be an incentive for local commuting passengers. They'll begin to find out in a month. Alex Northcutt, reporting for Jackson 24/7.
A bill before the legislature is not likely to pass, but it is designed to get people's attention. Fraternities and sororities would be banned at Tennessee's state colleges and universities under the proposal. The bill is restricted to social fraternities, not professional associations. State Representative John DeBerry is sponsoring the bill. He's a graduate of Freed-Hardeman University. UT placed Sigma Chi Epsilon on probation last year after reports of extreme intoxication and injuries at a fraternity event. Few Democrats responded positively to President Trump's State of the Union address. Congressman Steve Cohen of Memphis joined a dozen other House members in boycotting Mr. Trump's speech. Cohen is a vocal opponent of the president. He's even filed papers to impeach Trump. The Memphis congressman says he believes politics is an honorable profession. He went on to say that the current president is a man who appears determined to tear government down, benefit the rich, and destroy the Department of Justice and the FBI. If Democrats take control of the House next January, Cohen is expected to lead an effort to formally impeach the president. Jackson has some of the state's top-rated medical facilities. In some cases, people have to deal with extended illness. That can also take a toll on their families. If a patient faces extended care for heart disease, that can create a hardship for their family members. Through the work of the West Tennessee Healthcare Foundation, temporary housing is available for relatives of people facing long-term care. The homes were made available through the Foundation's nonprofit funds.
If you have a patient at the hospital and you're from 50 miles or more, social services, they coordinate all of that. And so if we have a cancer house, we have a heart house, and then we have just some generic hospitality houses.
Another challenge for families is when a loved one experiences dementia. In some instances, a family member can take on the role of a caregiver. That can lead to exhaustion and illness for even the most experienced caregiver. February 20th and 21st, West Tennessee Healthcare will sponsor its 8th annual Alzheimer's Caregiver Conference. The idea is to give caregivers reassurance that they are not alone.
And it can become very burdensome, and you can become a martyr. But the best solution that we have is for you to get help, to reach out, to get help, to get education through conferences.
In education, Jackson-Madison County's new Education Foundation Committee is hitting the ground running. The group's job is to find creative ways to finance special projects for the school district. Tax dollars cannot handle the massive number of building needs in the city and county. Superintendent Eric Jones says some private dollars may be necessary to fulfill a long-term plan of building new schools and renovating others. So far, he is encouraged by the energy of the new committee.
Take an inventory of all of our programs, all of the resources we have, and making sure we get a clear picture of what's happening in our school district, and from there really formulating a plan to address the inventory that we've taken.
If you see more checkpoints and deputy patrols around Madison County, seat belts are the reason, or rather the fact that some people don't wear safety belts. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is joining the statewide SAFE campaign, which starts today and continues through August. SAFE stands for Seatbelts Are For Everyone. Sergeant Joe Gill of the Sheriff's Office says it's not difficult for patrol officers to determine if you haven't buckled up.
Tennessee, 50% of the people killed in car crashes aren't wearing their seatbelts, and 50% of those, it appears to be at night between those hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. We're not sure the reason why, but statistically speaking, that seems to be a big bump from what happens during daylight hours.
In health news, we've all heard the story this year. People in every state are catching the flu even after they've had flu shots. Now we have another worry. Doctors are finding a direct connection between the flu and heart disease. Dr. Cindy Haynes has the findings in this Health Hotline report.
Having a bad case of the flu may increase the risk of heart attack for a short period of time, according to a new study. Researchers included nearly 20,000 adults with a case of the flu or influenza confirmed through lab testing. 332 were hospitalized for a heart attack within a year. On average, patients were 6 times more likely to suffer a heart attack in the week after being diagnosed with the flu infection as compared to the year before or the year after they became ill. The lead researcher said these participants had severe influenza infections, so it's not clear if milder cases would carry the same risk. The authors say their findings support some advice you're probably familiar with. Get a yearly flu shot, especially if you have heart disease.
I'm Allie Rankins. Have a great day and night, and thanks for watching.
United in academic excellence and research. United in love for Christ and biblical truth. United in service and caring for people. United for you. At Union University, no matter what you study, you are part of a close-knit community dedicated to your success. Union University. United in spirit, grounded in truth.
Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what Steve Beverly's TV Classics can cure what ails you.
I watched and it got rid of my hemorrhoids.
Staying awake at night? Just watch TV Classics.
My daughter watched, and she went right to sleep.
Do not watch Steve Beverly's TV classics if fights upset your stomach. Do not watch if high drama leads to emotional distress. And do not turn on TV6 Saturday or Sunday at 7 if hillbillies give you a gallbladder attack.
Ask your doctor if Steve Beverly's Classics is right for you.
Own a lawn mowing service? Propane works for you. Propane can go where you go. Tanks easily changed, no spillage, quick transition, clean burn, increased energy efficiency. Propane, the affordable, clean alternative fuel wherever you mow. Find out more about JA's ProGas. Call 422-7500. Propane, the alternative fuel that makes sense. Part of JEA today.
Again, because we'll have Union University basketball. A no! And Wilson the rebound. Get the ball to go to the line if you're you. Either way, we're going to overtime regardless.
And welcome back to the Fred DeLay Gymnasium. Exciting men's basketball GSC action ahead here on E+ TV6. He's Alex Northcutt. I'm Logan Whaley. And we've got the Alabama-Huntsville Chargers and the Union Bulldogs. And Alex, really, both of these teams, if one word could describe their season so far, it would be inconsistency.
Yeah, we've seen both teams go up and down in the scoring columns. Alabama-Huntsville, a team that can light up the scoreboard specifically from outside. Union, a team that can really do the same. So it's just going to be a matter of, I think, a big key is which team comes out here and plays good defense.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Chargers. Let's go ahead and show you the starting lineups for the Alabama-Huntsville Chargers. And Alex, their backcourt is extremely dangerous as you have senior guard Chase Elliott coming off of a huge 41-point game. Only the 11th time an Alabama-Huntsville player scored 40-plus points in a game, the first in 12 years. He will be starting tonight for the Chargers. And you also have the freshman guard Seth Swab, who's appeared in every game this season, scored 28 points against Union the last time these two teams played. And then you have the junior guard Tanner Finley. He's also started in every game this season, averaging 8 a game. And then these next two players, arguably the players to watch for the Chargers. Senior forward Kip Owens averaging 12 points a game, also leading the team in rebounding and assists. Kind of rare you see that from a 6'9" big man. And then you also have Justin Ward, a senior guard out of Newmarket, Alabama, listed at 6'6", a 6'6" guard, averaging 18 points a game for the Chargers, and that is your starting lineup. But Alex just mentioned it, a huge win by the Alabama-Huntsville Chargers, their last game out, winning 91-90 over the West Florida Argonauts. They scored 58 points in the second half to secure the win.
Yeah, down what I believe was 12 points at the half. Came roaring back in the second half. Obviously, Chase Elliott, 41 points. That's going to get the job done. But you just look at this team. They have so many weapons. They have so many offensive weapons. And it's led by not just, 3 good players, but 3 seniors. These guys have seen 4 years of ball. They've played together. They have a special chemistry that most teams don't have. And they're now in the starting lineup, and you combine Suave, just a nice, smooth player. Finley, a guy that's going to bang down low as well, and he'll get some good minutes for you as well. He can also put the ball in the hole. But just as a whole, this Alabama-Huntsville Chargers team, they can score often. But like you hinted, a night where they're not shooting so well, that might just be the difference maker that Union might need.
Absolutely right. This is a Huntsville team that's 9-2 this season at home, but only 3-6 on the road. Not like the Alabama-Huntsville team. This is the team they're the defending Gulf South Conference tournament champions. Right. They lost in the South Region Championship game to Rollins. Historically, a great program. They're coached by Linnea Cuff, a guy that is the all-time winningest coach in Gulf South Conference history. But now let's shift gears and talk about the Union Bulldogs. Let's go ahead and flash the starting lineups for the Bulldogs on the screen. As you see right there, the backcourt, Nick Velasquez and Tyree Boykin. Boykin coming off of his first start great game, Alex. 18 points, and the only Bulldog in double figures.
Yeah, he tends to do a little well, and again, I hope I'm not jinxing this, but he tends to do pretty well when we cover him on television. So the times we've seen, and you, the viewers, have seen Tyree Boykin, he tends to do a pretty good job, and he does so, one, with his outside shooting, but just the way he distributes the basketball. He gets everybody involved.
Yeah, and you see the rest of the lineup there. J.C. Hawkins recently put back in the starting lineup. Nick Velasquez has been cold the last few games, and last time that Huntsville played Union, Nick Velasquez led the Bulldogs with 25 points. So I think if Union wants to win this game, they're going to have to get another great performance from Nick Velasquez. And you also see Todd Barnes, Charlie Wilson down low, and Charlie Wilson had 12 rebounds last game, 9 points, and honestly, it's going to take a team effort today if the Bulldogs want to beat the Chargers.
Yeah, just some big things for Union that I think the key number today is going to be 11. Alabama-Huntsville coming in averaging about 13 three-pointers made a game. They can light it up from outside. If Union can limit them to 11 three-pointers or less, they got a good shot. Also, you mentioned Charlie Wilson and rebounding. If he can get 11 rebounds in this game, that's a good sign that he's controlling the glass, and Union overall is controlling the glass, limiting Alabama-Huntsville's opportunities.
So there you have it. The necessities.
The necessities.
From Alex Northcutt.
There it is.
Northcutt's necessities. So now at this time, we're going to take it down to the wonderful PA announcer, Josh Simmons, for the preliminaries. Excuse me, can't get my tongue there. But we'll take it down to Josh Simmons for the preliminaries for tonight's game.
Good evening again. Welcome to tonight's second game of this doubleheader with the Chargers of Alabama-Huntsville and your Union Bulldogs. Let's get right to our starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Chargers out of Huntsville, head coach Lee Acuff. Starting at guard is 6'2" senior from Freeman, Alabama, number 1, Chase Elliott. Starting at guard, a 5'11" freshman from Coleman, Alabama, number 12, Seth Swall. Starting at guard, a 6'5" junior from Madison, Alabama, number 15, Tanner Finley. Starting at forward, a 6'9" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 30, Kip Owens. Starting at guard, a 6'6" senior from Newark, Alabama, number 34, Justin Moore. And now for your Union Bulldogs, head coach David Hill and associate head coach Carolina. Starting at guard, 6'2" senior from Hawaii, number 5, Nick Velasquez. Starting at guard, a 6-foot freshman out of Clarksville, Tennessee, number 11, Tyree Boykin. Starting at guard, 6'5" junior from Altadena, California, number 13, Todd Barnes. Starting at guard, 6'7" freshman out of the city, Florida, number 20, Tevin Floyd. And starting at forward, 6'6" senior from Pensacola, Florida, number 23, Charlie Wilson.
In the second half, hit 13 of their 22 threes in the second half. Felt like everything they were throwing up was going in, so the Bulldogs have to do a better job defensively here tonight if they want to win. So there you have it, Owens against Wilson. We're about ready for basketball here at the Fred DeLay Gym as the tip-off is won by the Chargers. And we'll see the matchup here, Swalve against Boykin. Here's Elliott, 41 points his last game, kicks out, It's Finley, no good. And Tevin Florent with a rebound for the Bulldogs.
And even though he missed, not a good sign. Union's got to do a better job of closing out shooters. You can't allow Huntsville to shoot all night long.
Union swinging the ball around the perimeter. Nice defense there by Owens, knocking the ball away, preventing Charlie Wilson from getting a touch. 10 to shoot for the Bulldogs. Now they get it inside to Wilson. He's attacking, kicks it out to nobody. 3 to shoot. Velasquez has it. He'll launch, and it's good.
And that's a way to get out of a slump right there, ladies and gentlemen. From about, heck, we'll call it from the parking lot, might as well been. Nick Velasquez. Maybe that'll spark something.
Velasquez had only 2 points last game against Lee as Union creates a turnover here. Here's Velasquez left side. Now back to Boykin, and the Bulldogs will set up.
Past couple of games, Velasquez has been in single digits, and when he's well capable of busting out for more than that, he's going to have to play well tonight to beat Alabama-Huntsville.
Boykin driving, now inside to Wilson. And the double comes. Velasquez, no good, off the back iron. And the rebound will go to Swab and the Chargers. Backdoor pass, beautiful finish by Seth Swab.
And you're going to see that. Kip Owens, the big guy down low, leading the team in assists. He is a guy that he sees the floor well, and he can sure pass the ball.
A little over 4 assists per game for the 6'9" big man. Other way, here's Todd Barnes driving. Good defense. Now inside, here comes the double team. Boykin, no good, missing long, and the rebound goes to Tanner Finley.
And honestly, I hate to say it, but that's gonna have to be the game for Union. They're doubling Charlie Wilson. He's got to do a good job, and he's doing a good job so far. He's got to kick out the shooters.
Owens was backing down at Wilson, but decided to pass out of it. And Elliott on the drive will get fouled by Velasquez.
Good job, Velasquez, not allowing Elliott to come off that screen and pull up for 3. He's a guy, like we saw last week, well capable of busting out for 30, even more points.
West Florida, their last game, beating Alabama-Huntsville defeating West Florida, as the basket is good for Huntsville there. Huntsville won that game 91-90. And they scored 58 points in the second half. They trailed 50-33 at half. Chase Elliott, 41 points. Justin Ward added 28. Florent going up. He'll score. And the foul.
And a good job of getting the ball inside. Tevin Florent doing a good job passing up that little, I guess what we call it, 12-foot jumper, getting inside, taking the smarter basketball shot, and it paid off.
Now Florent at the line, the freshman out of Kissimmee, Florida. The 2-time Gulf South Conference Freshman of the Week. Can't hit the free throw, and Ward will get the rebound for the Chargers. But Alabama-Huntsville, this is a team that graduated 4 starters last year, the defending Gulf South Conference champions, as it will be Elliott with the travel. And we'll get our first look at Pedro da Silva as he checks in for the Bulldogs.
Something, too, a lot of people don't realize is for these older guys on this Huntsville team, they've seen a lot of postseason basketball. And that experience is something that, again, they're only sitting 6-7 in Gulf South Conference. But I've got them on my radar. They did it kind of last year. They weren't really expected to take home as Da Silva, nice outside shot. But this is a team that could also make a postseason run.
How about Pedro da Silva from long range? Only 7 of 29 this season, but gets it to go there. And a nice block on the other end by da Silva. Pedro da Silva, that's something he can do well. 29 blocks this season. As we'll see Casey Goodwin for the first time this game checking in for Boykin. Or excuse me, checking in for Barnes.
Now I want to see how Casey plays this game. Didn't make his first, he didn't appear in the game against Lee until the second half. We'll see how he plays tonight.
And Kip Owens, iron unkind as that one spins around and out, and here come the Bulldogs the other way.
Excellent defense right there from Da Silva. He got the shot off, but it was an uncomfortable shot from Owens.
Double team against Da Silva. Now Goodwin to Boykin. No good. And rebound goes to the Chargers. Here's Swalve. Kicks out to Owens. Thought about it. Now driving against De Silva. Nice in and out offense by the Chargers, but Swalve unable to connect. With immediate timeout coming up, Tyree Boykin will get hammered, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. A nice start by the Union Bulldogs early on against the Alabama-Huntsville Chargers. They lead 8-4 here at the Fred DeLay Gym. We'll see if they can continue next here on E+ TV6.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great future.
8-4 the score here at the Fred DeLay Gymnasium. Union leading over Alabama-Huntsville, and Alex, a relatively quick start to the ball game for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think on the offensive end, it's getting everybody involved. You take a look at you take a look at the ball movement. Everyone's getting a touch, and it starts with getting the ball down into the post. Alabama-Huntsville's double teaming the post, and then it's about kicking out the shooters and your guys from the outside making plays.
And we'll have some extra thoughts here as our sideline reporter Daniel Potts checks in. Daniel, what did Coach Niven have to say in the huddle?
He's largely pleased with how they started. He said there could be some better ball movement, but he likes the looks they've gotten, and he told them that good shots get good finishes.
There you have it, and yeah, I think Coach Niven has to be pleased with how his team has started this game here today. Boykin hits the first free throw. Boykin, the freshman out of Clarksville, Tennessee. And what a freshman campaign he's had. 4-time Gulf South Conference Freshman of the Week. An 81% free throw shooter, goes 2 of 2 at the line.
Yeah, and even though he is such a young player, he's one of Union's go-to guys. You're going to see him hopefully stay a good bit here at Union University and put up some big numbers. And he's a guy that could really lead this team in the future.
And Justin Ward, a nice job there in the post. Hard to stop. A strong finish over Tevin Florent.
Yeah, you can't say enough about Justin Ward, too. I mean, we talk about Chase Elliott's 41 points last Saturday as Boykin's going to turn it over, but Ward is one of the top players in this conference, averaging just about 18 a game, 5th in scoring in the Gulf South Conference, and a guy that's going to be very consistent. Alabama-Huntsville might not be consistent as a team, but you're going to get everything you asked for from Justin Ward.
It's Charger ball here as Sam Orff, the freshman from St. Charles, Missouri, checks in. Owens against De Silva. Good defense by Pedro, but it's going to be bailed out with a foul. That will be De Silva's first. It'll be the team's second. And Kip Owens leading the team in free throw percentage, shooting 90% from the line.
Yeah. And this may be a little too much of a compliment, but Kip Owens kind of we saw him last year too and the year before, but he kind of reminds me of a slow motion Tim Duncan, if that makes sense. He'll get the ball in the post and he'll just back you down. He'll wait. He's very patient with the basketball until he gets the shot that he wants. He's very disciplined down low, and he also sees the floor very well, which is why on offense you're going to see the ball in the hands of Kip Owens quite frequently.
2 of 2 at the line goes Owens, the only returning starter from last year's Huntsville team. As Boykin turns it over, steal by Finley. Pick set by Owens. Orff drives to the basket, hits the tough layup. And all of a sudden, this game is tied at 10, 6-0 run by Huntsville, but Casey Goodwin from long range answering with a 3.
A guy that has the ability to take over a game, believe it or not. He's got to play well tonight.
3 by Orff, good.
This is not the kind of style you want to play with Alabama-Huntsville. The run and gun, shooting frequently in the shot clock, speed. This is a team that the more shots they get off, the better.
J.C. Hawkins checking in the game for Union. Faked it there. And they're going to call a foul on Finley, the junior from Madison, Alabama, with 2 now. J.J. Kaplan, the freshman from Huntsville, will check in. Alex Keel checks in for the Bulldogs for the first time. So pretty much a fresh 5 on the court for Union. It's Hawkins, Goodwin, Keel, Barnes, and Wilson.
Against this zone, ball movement's going to be key. We didn't see a lot of ball movement against Lee the other night.
Goodwin attacks, kicks out, 3 by Barnes, good. Union is now 4 of 7 from 3 to start off the game.
Great vision from the Bulldogs earlier. They're sharing the basketball very well.
And answering on the other end is J.J. Kaplan, a guy who's only 4 of 14 from 3 this season.
Kind of seems like a repeat the last time these two teams faced off.
Barnes from mid-range, no good. Bank was not open, and Elliott will get the rebound. Owens against Wilson. One of the premier matchups in the conference. Good defense by Wilson, forces the pickup. Elliott, no good. Keel with a rebound.
And a great, just overall defensive possession right there from Union.
Goodwin hesitating, now kicking out to Keel, and Keel will get called with a shuffle. And multiple substitutions for the Chargers as Dalton Barkley will check in. Checking out is Justin Ward, Kip Owens, and Chase Elliott. So the bulk of the scoring gone for the Chargers. So the 5 out there right now. That's the freshman Seth Swalve with the ball. J.J. Kaplan with it now to Barkley, to Orff, and Kearney Lane has also checked in for the Chargers. Turnover here as Barnes with it now. Goodwin on the drive, kicks out. Keel, not even close. Bank was almost open, but didn't go.
Well, this is where Union really needs to try to take over and make a run right here with this quote-unquote second unit of Alabama-Huntsville.
And a turnover here by the Chargers. 4th turnover of the half. And Velasquez will check in for Keel.
Also, Charlie Wilson needs to insert himself into the game. So far, scoreless, no rebounds, really nothing on the stat line tonight.
And Wilson, he has a couple of touches down low, but he's been doubled relatively quickly. Wilson sets the screen. Goodwin, no good. And the rebound will go to Orff. Top of the key, here's Orff. Driving against Velasquez, kicks out, and going to be a walk by Barkley. De Silva checks in for Hawkins. There you see head coach Lenny Acuff. He graduated from Shorter in 1988, 21st season at the helm of the University of Alabama-Huntsville Charger Club. 410 wins, 202 losses.
Yeah, and give credit to him. He's built a program down there in Huntsville.
Huntsville, the first Division II team to be invited to the NIT season tip-off, even defeating North Texas back in 2012. Barnes from 3, good. Todd Barnes, 2 of 2 from downtown, and Union takes a 3-point lead.
And the Bulldogs shooting 5 of 10, 50% from outside. Outside shooting hasn't been something they've been doing pretty well the last few weeks.
And Union, they had 5 threes last game against Lee, only 5 of 21, so a good sign if you're a Bulldog fan. Here's Swalve on the drive, quick layup over to Silva. Nice move and a nice drive by the freshman Swalve.
I really like Swalve's game. Another young guy. He just plays very smooth and very hard. He can hit from outside, but he's also very quick. His first step can get to the cup.
So now here come the Bulldogs the other way. They lead by 1. Velasquez open. No good. Wilson with a nice rebound. He'll go up and oh my goodness. If that would have landed.
I was ready to jump out of my seat and walk out of this gym.
Oh my goodness. But
wow.
Charlie Wilson will go to the line to shoot.